there? Is there a dog? Is he alone? Is he at the airport? Is he on a fucking bus? Is he on the plane? Is there a clicking noise? There's probably a clicking noise. Is this a clip show? I don't know if it's a clip show. It's a fucking show. Just listen, goddammit!
Hey, what's happening, Mike? 40-year-old boy. Terrible. It's so fucking stupid. Because I just said, I don't know if I can fucking do this because of my throat. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy podcast. I'm here, and well, I'm queer, certainly. Let's get used to it. I got a thing. I don't know what I got. I got a thing. Who's a doctor? Is there a doctor in the house?
I'm a father.
I don't know if that's the same thing. Like, wait, a priest? Are you like a priest?
Yes, I am.
All right,
I'm an
well,
ordained
good.
priest.
That's good news.
You have Satan in your throat.
Well, fuck. I wish he'd climb the fuck out because he's been there since last night. Literally hit me last night. I'm sitting on a couch in Wisconsin with the lovely Jill stretched across my lap, naked. She wasn't. I was. No, I wasn't. She was. Regardless, we both were. So what? All right. What do you guys care? I'm painting a picture here.
You brought it up.
Yeah, exactly. And she did too. Come on. Guys, you guys can get me at Mike and MikeSchmidtComedy.com.
That's a good boner joke.
Yeah, it is.
Boner jokes are funny.
Especially when they're true. So I'm on the couch yesterday, and it's I don't know, fucking 9 o'clock last night, maybe 9:30. And Jill had no sleep, and so she's trying to get some sleep, and I had no sleep. Sort of. I had some sleep. It doesn't fucking matter. What do you care if I had sleep?
Mike,
but
how much sleep did you have?
I
interested.
had very little sleep. Well, here's the thing. Jill had to have her the guy who owns her house had to come over to fix some stuff at like 8 a.m. And it's one of those things where he texted her and he's like, "Hey, I want to come and take a look at that thing in the basement Sunday at 8 a.m." And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy that he?
Tell him you're at church. You can't do it.
Right. We're off with the Lord. But
is she renting that?
But truthfully, if we went to church, then there wouldn't be a fucking problem in the basement.
Yeah,
Jesus would fix my leak.
Jesus fix my leak.
Jesus came over and stuck a finger in my dike. So we're there, and so he texted, because he had texted like I think Friday, and she kind of put him off a couple of times, and he's like, "How about Sunday at 8 a.m.?" And she was working.
Yeah.
So I was home, and I told her, "Honey, I don't care. If they want to come by, let them come by." And then she said, "Well, what do you need to do?" And then he's like, "Well, I'm going to bring this guy, and we're going to come in, and we're going to go in the basement, we're going to fix that, and there's water." And I said, "Well, can I shower? It's all I fucking care about. Do I have to shower before they get there, so I'm clean for the day, or can I shower after they leave, or when they do the water, does it get all fucking shut off?" And so I had to be up yesterday at fucking, and I didn't have to. He could have let him. He let himself in. I took my shower because I was up before they fucking even got there, and then I took a shower. I get out and I'm in the bedroom and I hear them come in. They're rumbling around, and that's fucking, dude. I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of that. I know the guy owns the fucking house, but my girlfriend lives there basically with her son.
Yeah.
And her son's off doing football or whatever the fuck in school. So if she's like there crashed and this guy just comes in, fuck, I don't like it, man.
So wait, is she renting this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this dude has to come fix stuff.
Yeah, and he's a nice man.
Yeah.
He's super cool, and he's really cool to me. He's one of the handful of people in Wisconsin who are happy to see me or act like I'm a person instead of fucking just ignoring me. She's got some dude sniffing around her, and it's like, and again, you know me, I'm not a fan of that. And this dude is like, these dudes, they contact her when I'm in town. Like, they fucking know I'm there. So what the fuck are you doing, man? And look, you didn't have a shot when I wasn't in town, but now that I am in town, what the fuck are you doing? This guy texted her the other day, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing for the game on Sunday?" And this is after she put pictures of us up on Facebook together.
Maybe this guy doesn't have Facebook.
No, in fact, he has Facebook, and I'm blocked on Facebook.
Okay.
Because he actually texted her, "I fucking hate Mike." Or he's that guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's one of those dudes. So then
So his whole plan is to wait till you get into town.
Yes.
So he can lure Jill away from you.
He's a fucking stroke, man. And it's like, and I told her, like, on this trip, I finally, because I'm not a good person, so I had to tell her. I go, "Look, I have to talk to you." Well, and it's so funny. Whenever she looks at me, she'll be like, "Honey, I got to talk to you." And I'm like, and you know me, we both spin each other off the fucking planet. Where we're like, "What does that mean? Are you on? Who's leaving? Are you breaking up with me? Is it over?" Honey, I have to talk to you. And it's now got to the point where I'll say to her, I go, "Honey, I gotta talk." I go, "Oh, honey," and she'll go, "Oh my God, what?" And I go, "Honey, nothing in the real world. It's football. Don't even fucking." But we both immediately assume it's real world garbage. By the way, I'm in Dave's basement. By the way, that's David Hernandez.
real world garbage.
Well, that's what we think. You know what I mean? And so I immediately have to, there's a postscript. I'll be like, "Oh, honey, oh no, honey, it's not real. Don't worry."
Well, that's all relative though, because like with me, if the phone rings and it's the school, I instantly think one of my kids was in a vicious gang fight or something. That,
Right.
It's bad.
That happens a lot in Naperville.
Yeah, it does.
Your beautiful daughter, Trek star, wound up getting knifed.
Yeah, your mind, the second you see that ID come over the phone saying it's the school district, you're like, oh shit, who's sick?
Yeah.
Someone's sick, someone threw up. So 9 times out of 10, it's a pre-recorded message from the principal reminding you about the PTA meeting.
Right.
And you're like, oh, Jesus, I got to stop doing that.
Yeah, no, it's these dudes just fucking, like, this guy texted her, and he used to be her friend, and then he wasn't her friend, but then I got in the picture, and he wasn't happy about it.
Is that why he's not her friend? Because
yes, basically, among other reasons, you know what I mean? But he I
was waiting to take a shot, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, I think he's Ducky.
Okay.
Basically, I think he was Ducky. So he's sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden I show up. I'm Andrew McCarthy, and you can't fucking turn me down, right? I'm the man.
You got the bug eye thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to go on to star in Less Than Zero, and this motherfucker's going to have to hang out with Charlie Sheen on TV. Granted, he'll be richer than I will, but at the same time, he won't have the fucking cachet that I've got. So he was Ducky for like fucking forever. So then I show up, and I've got my Mike Schmidt broom, and I sweep Jill up, and she's off her feet, and she's on my shoulder, and then she's on her back, and it's like, this guy's like, oh, and I've seen the texts. I fucking hate Mike. Like, he hates me. He can't stand me.
Did he know you? Did he meet you and then say, I hate him? Because that happens a lot.
Yeah, oh, sure. No,
he hates
the idea of me.
All right, so yeah.
Yeah, no,
this isn't the normal way most people hate you.
No, he hates me for no good reason whatsoever,
yeah.
except for the fact I out-duckied him. So he's just that fucking guy, man. So he's one of those dudes. All right, like fucking a year ago, basically he was like, and that's it, and I'm done with you and forever and everything else, and he slammed the door.
Were they old friends?
Yes, they've been friends for 20 years. All right, he used to date her. He dated her 25 years ago, and then they broke up.
Okay,
and then he was like, you're the one I should have never let get away. And it's like, jump off a fucking cliff, pal, because you did. You fucking left the fucking gate open, and she ran off, and I herded her up. That's it. Get the fuck out of here. I've got my bow staff, and I've got my fucking herd of sheep, and she and I are living in a fucking tent together, and you can go off because you fucking bailed. And so he's been waiting for his chance, like for 25 fucking, one of those idiots, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, you got no shot, none. So he kind of hung around, and they were like, they'd be friends, and they'd go out, and she even told me, she goes, this guy's like my girlfriend. He's like my girlfriend, when we hang out. But because you're like, no, he's not. Well, because I told her, and the thing was, I saw it coming where I was like, man, this dude is, because he was around all the time, and I'm not good with that. No, but I could see that she had there was no juice whatsoever. You know what I mean?
To the guy, it doesn't matter,
right? And so that's why to me it didn't matter, because I'm like, he's just waiting for his chance. You know what I mean? He's gonna fucking give you the loaded Bloody Mary, and you're gonna pass out, and then you're gonna wake up with a ring on your finger, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck? I got sleep married? Fuck that! I can't have that happen. So I bided my time, and I was like, all right, and I bit my tongue, and I'm like, all right, even though I saw the guy who was in love with her, like I knew it. I was like, this dude is totally in love with her. I know it.
Yeah.
And so finally I even told her, I go, you know that he loves you, right? I mean, you can kind of tell. And she's like, what are you talking about? I go, no, seriously, this is a dude who, and she's like, no,
we're just friends. You don't understand.
No, he's like my girlfriend. That's insane. And she legitimately meant it. Like, if she would, he was that guy who, like, they'd run up to, fucking Hobby Lobby together or whatever the fuck. And,
as girlfriends are wont to do.
You know what I mean? Like, they'd have a mimosa at noon, and he'd be like, tee-hee, I really have a great time with you. This is so great. And then he'd go home and sob, when will she notice me? And then I come along, fucking swinging my dick around, and I'm like, hey, guess what? And she's like, haha, I'm hopping on board that train, and he's left at the fucking station.
You know who you are?
Who am I?
Jesse.
Jesse did have a friend.
Yeah.
He was not a good friend of mine, though. Nope. But lately something's changed.
I wish that I had Schmitty's girl.
That was a terrible. I couldn't even whistle.
Dude, that's how bad. Up. Yeah, you got like a cactus throat.
My whole mouth is fucking ruined.
But that's that old story about how, men can't be friends with women who are attractive because they just end up wanting to, whether they admit it or not.
See, as men, we can say that sort of thing.
I think it's true.
I kind of think it's true, too. And the problem is, my girlfriend is friend with only men. Like, all of her friends are dudes. And I've talked about this, whatever the fuck. And so then I have to process it. Even though nothing is happening, I'm a guy, so I see it from that perspective. But then when I tell Jill that, she'll be like...
No, women, they deny it.
Well, but also she gets upset. Like, not upset, but she'll just be like, honey, don't you think that they're just my friends? Maybe they just like me because they like me. And I'm like, they probably do like
Yes,
you
they do.
a lot, but they would like you more naked,
Yeah.
you know, and it's totally true in my opinion.
They like you to the boundaries that you set up as a woman.
yes. I that's the thing is if you ever at midnight decided you didn't love me anymore and you had 7 beers and you looked at them and went, hey dudes, what if we
Yeah.
went in the bedroom? They would stampede in there.
Yeah.
It would be, you would hear this noise, and their clothes would be spinning in the air before you knew what the fuck happened as they were naked in the bed. That's what dudes do. You know what I mean? But not all dudes. But that's whatever the fuck. Who cares?
What do you mean not all dudes?
Well, because
You have girlfriends that are platonic? Is that what you're saying?
no, literally, yeah. Because the reason I threw that in there is because I'm going to say that's what dudes do, and Jill's going to go, is that what you're going to do, honey? Yeah. Honey, is that what, do you mean that if all guys do it, does that mean you're going to do it? No, it doesn't mean that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, as a dude, once you've caught your limit, then you're good.
Well, once you're roped in, once you
Yeah.
find the one you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life, then you're not even fucking, it doesn't even register anymore. You're just like, you walk with blinders on. You get your hand in the hand of the one you're going to be with for the rest of your life. So you don't sit there and have that.
You just wrote a song.
Did I? I might have. Go ahead and could you go ahead and
Hand in the hand of the, say that again?
you should go ahead and write that song. You got your
That's a
hand
good
in the
idea.
hand. You got your hand in the hand of the one you're going to be with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So you don't think that way. But so whatever. So this dude fucking, he like texted her the other day but like I said, he's literally, I know he said, I hate Mike. He's that guy.
Oh, he didn't type I hate Mike. You're thinking he did?
No, he texted it.
Oh,
I
he
saw
said-
the fucking
oh.
text. He was like, I
You
fucking
sure he
hate
wasn't
Mike.
like, I hate that guy? He's, like goofing.
No, because I'm not revealing the rest of the stuff that he typed. All right. Because
You forgot he said asshole.
when we were first when we first started hanging out, Jill and I, he hated it because that would cut into his time
Yeah.
with her all the time.
Yeah.
And so he would text over and over to her. He would just text when we were together.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, what's going on? What are you doing for lunch? You want to have he would text all the time until she answered.
He's like, dude, I went with my boyfriend.
Yes, but it was we weren't at the time. We weren't boyfriend girlfriend, but it didn't matter. It was just he saw it coming.
It was just another. What he said.
He just wanted to be noticed. That was his whole deal. Like, hey, remember me? Remember me? I'm still around. I'm still cool. You still like me, right? We're still friends. So basically, I came to town. So they stopped being friends a while ago, but now he's kind of insinuating himself back into her life through different channels.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me about it. She's like, hey, look, he was here, and then I saw him here, and I'm just like, he's gonna start coming around again. And she's like, no, he's not. He's not, and he knows I'm with you. And I go, he does know that, but he doesn't care. He's never cared.
Yeah.
So so then the other day, sure enough, he texted her, hey, what are you doing for the game? And she's like, honey, she tells me the phone. She goes, I haven't talked to him in like weeks. I don't even know why he would. She goes, he knows you're here. I said, yeah, he wants you to notice him while you're here. He's done this our entire relationship. Yeah, but honey, like, why? I don't understand why he would do that. I go, I can't get into his brain, but I'm telling you that.
Oh,
because,
you can.
Well, you know why? Because I say to her, he wants you to notice him because he still wants you in that way, and she'll be like, nah, that's wrong. But I don't know why he would text me. Well, because honey, he still wants you that way, and so he wants you to think about him. Yeah, I don't think you're right there, but I still don't know why he would text me. This doesn't make any sense, honey. I'm telling you why.
See, but then women have to maintain that kind of modesty, like, oh, this whole thing. They're not going to say, you're right, he's totally hot for me.
Yeah,
because then
exactly.
that comes across as being kind of
True.
So I mean, you get that, but the funny thing about this whole situation is that I've been through this, but it was in high school.
Right.
That's the scariest thing.
Well,
because-
I told you this is high school. That whole fucking state is high school, and it's ridiculous that I'm going through it. And so I said to her, finally, he said, are you going to the game on Saturday? And she's like, or he said, are you and Mike going to the game on Sunday?
So
And
he acknowledged you.
and so she wrote back, and she's like, no. She goes, we're going in November, but we're not going this week. And then he never answered her back. And so then she wrote back. She goes, why would you ask if we were going to the game? And he's like, oh, I just, just wondering, whatever. And she wrote, the Bears are going to get smoked anyway, so we didn't want to pay the ticket price necessary when my TV could bring the message just as clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, honey, why'd you write that part? That's like terrible. She's like, what? Like, whatever, Packers. So then he's like, haha, very funny. And he did a thumbs up. Yeah. So it should end there.
Sure.
Yeah. Next day, he texts, I was wondering if maybe you would like to watch the game with me on Sunday.
That's for both of you.
No, it was for her. He didn't say I was wondering if you and Mike would like to watch the game with me.
Well, that's a huge jump, though.
No, it's not. He does it. He's done it our entire. He'll ask her to lunch. Hey, did you want to go to lunch tomorrow? She'll be like, no, Mike's in town. Oh, but he knows I'm there. He's doing it on purpose. Trust me.
I thought he already established that you were together. So when he met you guys, he meant you want to watch the. He meant you guys.
This guy has texted, I fucking hate Mike. He wants nothing to do with me. He literally. This is his power struggle way of saying, why don't you come watch it with me? Like and that's the thing is she's like, I don't even know why he does this. And I go, because he just wants you to think of him that way. That's it. He wants to pretend like he's some sort of rival. I go and the thing is I just go, look, just fucking tell him, hey, I'm with Mike. That's it. It's just the way it is. But she's non-confrontational, doesn't want to like get into it with a dude. And she's still, he was her friend for a long time, I guess. I don't fucking know. But I told her this weekend, I looked at her, I go, look, I'm just going to tell you this. If I ever meet him, I'm not going to be cool to him.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, and I go,
honey.
and I go, because there's other things I'm not getting into, but I mean, also in addition to just him typing, I fucking hate Mike and I hate Mike. He's acted the fool with her a few times, you know what I mean? And lost his mind a little bit. And she's told me about it. And at the time I said, hey, I'll handle this. Where is he? I go, I will take care of it. And she's like, honey, it's not that big a deal. It's over. And da-da-da. Well, so I told her, I go, look, I don't forget any of this. You know that. I go, so he's insinuating himself back into your life now and all that, I suppose, and he's going to pretend like we're friends. I go, if I ever see this fucking guy, it's going to be bad. I go, I'm going to take him aside and I'm going to go, listen, here's this and this and this. Don't ever fucking do it again. And if you do, we're going to go round and round. I mean, it's not going to be fun. And I'm 50. Again, I don't want to fucking do that at all. Yeah. But I don't get it. I
think this will all come to a head at homecoming.
You think so?
Yeah.
I was hoping for prom. I was hoping to get another.
It's either going to be at homecoming or after one of the football games.
You know what? It's probably going to be at the turnabout dance when she asks him.
Oh no, Sadie Hawkins,
honey,
guess what happened?
I had to ask him to the dance. It just slipped out.
He forced me to.
Oh, dude, and then I'll have to go stag. Oh no,
dude, no, you have to get her best friend to ask you.
Dude, no, it's him.
Best friend's a guy. Honey, I guess I'm gay this week.
Dude, no, I'm going to show up solo and then just bust a Chris Penn Footloose dance all over the fucking floor and then walk the fuck out. Guess what? Watch this as I fucking destroy this dance floor and then I'm going to dance my way out the goddamn door and then fight those 5 dudes by the pickup truck. That's it.
And then have the never-ending confetti come down.
Exactly.
Yes.
Dude, we watched that at her house. It was just on, and so we watched the last
just on.
I don't know, a month ago or whatever, and it went on for like we watched the last hour, and and it's so funny again, because I know, like I said to her, I go, if your son saw this, he would just laugh at us because we're watching it and because we watched it when we were kids and stuff, not knowing that everything that he watched is terrible. You know what I mean? Like it's that thing. Everybody has their own version of what they think is good and what we think is terrible. So it's just I watched. We were at her house. We watched that. You ever hear about this movie Unfriended?
No.
All right. I think it's a really great concept. The movie is entirely filmed from the point of view of a computer screen of a teenage girl. Oh. And she's chatting with her boyfriend via Skype or via like a online messenger. And then she gets a Skype call from 4 of her friends. So she's in a group Skype with like 6 people in a group Skype. Meanwhile, she's using Facebook. She's using her email. She Googles. She does all the whole thing is done from the point of view of the computer screen. You never see like the room. Yeah. Everything you see is via the Skype. And it turns out that it's like it's a monster movie. I don't want to give anything away, but there's like it's basically like a modern version of a slasher movie, but it uses computer stuff. And it was a cool ass idea. It was great. The only problem is it stars a bunch of fucking 18-year-olds and you're like, I hate all of these people. I understand that you're all heading for a terrible ending. Good. I'm glad. The only crime in this movie is that the monster didn't kill you that much sooner, for fuck's sake. Because there's one dude, because again, it just deteriorates into, because they're all scared. They're scared. Yeah. They see one of their friends get killed. So then this ghost has them kind of hostage. And the ghost is making them do stuff. And then they're always like, oh my God, I can't. And it's like crying and yelling. And there's this one dude who's like, he's actually, he's an 18-year-old, but he's drunk and he's got a gun. He's like, I'm going to fucking kill you, man. He's screaming. So they were given all of this license to kind of improvise
Yeah.
as being scared. But unfortunately, it's this cacophony of everyone is screaming and yelling and crying at once within this, 6-screen Skype deal. And it was fun. It was and I'll tell you what, it breezed by. It's an hour and 20 minutes. The whole fucking thing is over quick, which is what I'm looking for in that kind of thing. Because again, they realized that you can't take too much of the concept.
No.
You can't take too much of that into your system without going, Jesus Christ, I gotta turn this off, because it's all 6 little screens and then her Googling and her clicking and messengering and things like that.
I don't get that. All these movies that come out, these scary movies, they look stupid to me. Yeah, they do. I mean, and my daughter's now at that age now where she wants to go see. She just saw that movie where the grandparents. You go stay with your grandparents and they're weird, and it's not. What's that horror movie that's out right now?
That was my childhood.
Yeah, okay. Weird Grandparents 2 or something. And I just said, you know what? Do they even make really scary movies anymore?
It depends. Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking to my trainer John, and he's like, "You got to see The Conjuring." And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, no, you got to see The Conjuring. And I'm like, all right, because Jill and I want to watch horror movies. We want to be scared.
But I don't. To me, it's all cliche now. It's always something that's shadowy, and there's a cool special effect where something disappears,
right,
or gets sucked into a vent, or comes out of nowhere, and that's not scary. That's shock.
That's tricks.
That's like guy jumping out of the closet. That's shock. That's horror.
When a cat leaps in just before Freddy puts a fucking machete in your head.
It's dumb.
But at the same time, dude, we're 50.
I know.
So we've lived a life, and we can't. You're not going to scare me with the same shit I've seen a million times. And that's why when you see something that's so out there, like I saw a Japanese fucking horror movie called Audition.
Yeah.
And I watched it probably 8 years ago or whatever. And at that time I was just like, holy shit, because it's totally different. It was like The Ring. When I first saw The Ring, I saw Ringu or whatever the fuck it's called, which is the he was in the Beatles. You remember Ringu?
Ringu?
He was in the Japanese Beatles.
Yeah, the Japanese
He was in the
Beatles.
I want to hold your hand. Oh, I want to hold your hand. I'm trying. That's Ringu.
When the rain comes, run and hide your head. The black rain. You made the rain black.
Ringu. So I watched the Japanese. I watched the Japanese version of The Ring. The first, that was what. And
was it called Ringu?
I think it is. It's called Ringu, or you know what? It may be called Lingu. I'm not sure. It could be. But it's fucking. It was one of those things where you just went, holy shit, this is different and scary and bizarre. And it was awesome. But the thing is, then Americans went, hey, look at all those Japanese horror movies. Let's fucking ape them and completely ruin them. And they didn't. I mean, the American version of The Ring was scary and, it worked, but it's not the fucking Japanese version.
It's not Ringu.
No, fuck no, dude. What would you say?
I like to be under the sea in an octopus garden. In the shade.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
By all means, let's make fun of the Asian people.
Why not?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's do it. My throat's fucking ruined. It's the last show. It's the last show I ever get to do. So we can't watch horror movies. Like Jill and I are always looking for good horror movies, and it's hard to find them because I'm an older person.
Well, here's what ruined it for me. When I was little and Catholic, The Omen, The Exorcist, I mean, that's like the benchmark, right? But when you finally realize that you don't really like believe in the devil and shit like that, those movies become really funny. And they lose their I watched the original Omen with Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so silly.
That movie, by the way, I'll tell you what,
my baby's a devil.
That movie's like 9 hours long.
Yeah, I know.
The Omen, the first Omen. And I mean, because there's a lot of stuff where nothing's going on in The Omen.
Yeah,
like it's just a lot of ominous music and stings and things like that.
But I think that's what made it great. It wasn't a slasher horror movie. It was, guy who had a jackal baby.
Yeah, he did. It was all for him, Damien.
There's a jackal baby.
It was all for you.
My baby's a jackal.
Oh, my throat. So I got a jackal throat.
Day of the jackal in your throat.
So last night I was I'm at the house and I throw on the Cowboy game, Cowboys and the Giants, to watch my fantasy season end in week 1 as my number 1 draft pick, Des Bryant, breaks his fucking foot. So, hey, how's that for fantasy stuff you don't care about?
Yeah, I'm sucked. I'm in.
You're in. Well, sure you are.
I never paid attention to any of that. I mean, I'm a huge fan of sports and everything, but fantasy football, I didn't understand it. And then,
It completely changes the way you will watch football.
well,
Completely.
I got into it. I understood the concept. Once I understood the concept, I said, I think my son would like to do this too, because he's into like stats and guys, and he knows who's on what team. And last year we joined a league with Evil Dennis, and we had a ball.
Yeah.
So now we're in. Yesterday we spent all day with literally our phones in our hands checking our scores.
Wait, hold on. You with your phone in your hand all day? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, hold on. I must defend myself. Coming from, hey, Kettle, this is pot. You're
No,
black.
I don't think so. I literally, I'll go on my phone and I'm like, oh, another photo of David. So
Did I send you? I send you photos?
No, you post photos.
Not on my phone. I do that on my desktop.
All right, well then you're not on your phone all the time.
Yeah,
You're
I
on
want
the
that
internet
clear
all the
because
time.
you're not as bad as you used to be, but you were literally on your phone all the time, like all the time.
Well,
like you'd be talking to you and you're on your phone, like, hey dude, what? You're just like you're just on your phone. I have my phone because of the scary thing I told you about when the school calls.
Well, yes, that's your convenient firewall that you hide behind.
I have a reason to have this phone on me because
so do I.
Oh, your son plays football and could be injured at any moment.
Could be.
Okay.
Never
All
know.
right. Okay.
Like I got sons all over this fucking land of ours,
And a lot of them participate in violent sports.
and
that
they could be
hurt
injured.
them.
Certainly, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, the pictures I do are all. I mean, like I say, I work at a drawing table.
So I was sitting last night on the couch watching that, and it was like 9:30, and I breathed in. Everything was fine. Fucking nothing was going on. I don't know. I have no fucking idea what happened. But all of a sudden, I breathed in, and you know what it's like when you breathe in pepper spray.
No. You ever been maced? You ever seen a grown man naked?
Yeah. All right. So, well, it's not pleasant. I can tell you that. But it's that
So
thing
you
where-
had something to compare it to.
well, because it hits you right in the back of the fucking throat.
I've
like
never
it hits
been
you.
pepper sprayed.
We were working at the House of Blues one time, and a guy brought it in.
Oh.
Because they were warning us that anybody could have mace, anybody could, that was the whole deal.
Who
and they
was
showed us
the act?
the night we did it. Well, I mean, it was.
Well, you were bouncing it?
Yeah, I was bouncing, but when this guy Lewis took over the bouncers, he wanted to brief us on like weapons, so he brought in all these different.
Oh, I thought somebody from an audience decided to bring mace.
No,
to the
no,
show.
no, no,
You're
he
like,
was
what
showing
act
us-
is this that where the guys bring mace?
No, it was the night of Incubus. As far as it's funny,
Might
you
have
would
been
think
Lita
that.
Ford.
Oh Christ! I wish it was. I would
wouldn't mind
have just
macing
taken it and
Lita
shot
Ford.
it at myself in the face with it, so
Yeah.
I didn't have to sit through it. But so he brought in weapons to say these like
Yeah.
you got to watch out for these, and he literally had like this is fucking bizarre. But you know those. I forget even what movie it is where the boots where the guy had the knife come out of the boot tip.
Roadhouse or Dark Knight. Both had the.
It's Dark Knight, I think.
Yeah, but Roadhouse is the original one.
Right. But he had one of those, like a
Like a
spring-loaded in the
spring-loaded
heel
cowboy
with a
boot?
fucking a spring-loaded
Yeah.
heel with a knife that came out of the tip.
That's pretty cool.
And he's like, keep an eye out for this and keep an eye out for that. I'm like, what the fuck am I getting into here? Jesus Christ!
Right boot. Got it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's right. It's Roadhouse.
That's Roadhouse.
Did you? I hope this isn't true.
I know what you're gonna say already.
It's fucking true though, right? Because I
it?
looked it up and it's totally true. You know they're remaking it.
Yes, I've heard that.
And you heard who's the star?
Yes, I've heard that.
I don't fucking get it. What are you doing? Why I don't look, I like her.
Tell him.
If you haven't heard Roadhouse, which I told Jill, I go, you have to see this movie because it's legendarily awesome and legendarily bad.
It's the cult classic of our generation.
I saw it in the theater, and I remember I saw it twice in the theater. The first time I saw it,
twice.
fuck yes, I did, because it was genius, dude.
No, that movie's awful.
But it's awesomely awful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't go because I was like, this is great. It wasn't like The Godfather.
Yeah.
But when I went and saw it, the first time, it was that thing where you're just like, it's one of those movies you high five through because like the dumbest
Yeah.
shit is happening. I
Yeah.
told you, like when Jeff Healey, because the reason I told Jill she had to see it is Jeff Healey came on her phone. And
That's messy.
and she was like, I was like, this guy's blind or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I know who this is. And
How'd
she
he
was
come on my?
like, yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, you went with that.
I thought the way you said It was just, some blind guy just came on my phone.
Oh yeah, we were in San Francisco. It was terrible. We were at a bus stop. This dude came by, and he had a cane in one hand, and his cock in the other. And he
That's
just,
literally blind luck.
yeah, just ran off a batch and shot it all over her screen.
Hey, dude.
Remember that hot tub story I told? It was a fucking lie.
Honey. Look what's on my phone.
Oh my god, there's hobo seed on my phone. You remember Johnny Hobo Seed, don't you? He was-
Hobo Seed.
oh, dude.
That's my next band.
Hobo Seed, sure. So I told her, I said, this guy, because to me, that's the stupidest part of the movie. That is the pinnacle. That's when that happens. That's when you go, oh, they mean this to be as stupid and dumb as possible.
Wait, did you finish saying who was going to be in the new Road?
Not yet. No, I'm
right.
just, well, let's talk about the original because when Jeff Healey, when the fight breaks out and Jeff Healey goes, the name's Dalton.
Yeah.
And he's blind. Like he has no idea who's in the fucking, he just hears a ruckus.
No,
and he
he
just goes, that
smells
must be Dalton. He smells him?
Yeah, Drakkar.
Oh, no, Dalton's not a Drakkar guy.
Yeah,
dude.
he is. Because that's
No.
before anybody started wearing Drakkar. I think.
He was the first guy.
Yeah.
He brought it into town.
Yeah.
He fucking adopted it from Persians, and he was like, "Boone, I'm in."
No, Wade Garrett gave it to him.
Oh, dude, no, Wade Garrett, that dude smelled like chew spit. Like that's exactly what he smelled like.
Like peppermint, kind of.
Peppermint, sandalwood, and chew spit. That's what he smelled like. Like a dip cup full of fucking skull. That's what Wade Garrett smells like. So
Don't eat the big white mint.
they're remaking Roadhouse, and again, I'm astonished that they remake anything, and I understand I don't think they're bankrupt for ideas, but they're just looking for anything that'll hit. All they're doing is they're repurposing these properties.
So stupid.
Yes, it's stupid, but they're not for us anymore. They're making them. They're trying. Hey, let's make Roadhouse for these 18-year-olds who will go and see it, and they'll spend money on it, and they'll think it's the same thing. Because now, here's the thing: you can't write Roadhouse again. Because they're going to try to make it funny or ironic or goofy. You know what I mean? They're going to write it campy when that's not what it was. It was played completely straight, even though it was fucking ridiculous.
Here's the thing I hate about the whole concept of remaking what are classic movies, in my opinion, is that you give the younger generation you don't give them the opportunity to go back and watch an old movie.
Right.
Why watch an old movie when there's the new version of it? The other day, Longest Yard. The Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I was my son again. We watched those kind of movies together. I go, we're never watching this. You're going to see The Longest Yard. If you want to watch the other Longest Yard, fine, but you're going to see because The Longest Yard is a great movie.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
So that's like, what's the point? I mean,
It's a fantastic movie.
there's a handful of movies that if they even go near, you're going to be like, stop, just stop.
When I heard they were remaking National Lampoon's Vacation, I thought it was a joke. I literally thought, well, this is just a goof. Like they're just saying this to be silly.
Yeah.
And I like Ed Helms, and I think he's funny, and so what is Rogue going bananas for?
Could be the Amazon guy.
Ringu?
Oh no, Ringo's here. Sorry, my dog was barking.
You know what you have to do when a dog barks like that?
What?
Be nice.
What if the dog calls me a cocksucker?
Be nice.
What if he calls my mom a whore?
Be nice.
Is she?
Until there's a time not to be nice.
But how are we going to know when that is? You won't.
Fucking Roadhouse is the greatest. So,
Roadhouse has the dialogue line that sums up the reason I love my wife. Wade Garrett goes, that gal has entirely too much brains to have an ass like that.
oh, nice.
I'm not even kidding. That's
That's funny because it's funny because there's a line in Clerks that makes me. That's one of the reasons why I love Jill, he says he when he's talking to Dante, it's the only thing Silent Bob ever says.
Most
in the
girls
movie.
will make you lasagna, that kind of thing.
Because that girl brought lasagna to you, made you lasagna and brought it to your work. Most girls just fucking cheat on you.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, she made you lasagna and brought it to your work. So fuck yes, that's fucking incredible.
That gal is too much.
Try not to suck anybody's dick on the way to the parking lot. And that dude fucking walks outside. So awesome. God damn it. I got to watch that again. It's been a while. And it's funny because then in Clerks 2, have you seen Clerks 2?
No.
You got to see it for the speech fucking
I know, you told me
Randall gives
about
in the
it, yeah,
jail
about
cell.
yeah.
He's like, I don't want any more fucking friends. He's like, like, what was he, 35? He's like, 30. I'm 35. I'm not gonna make any more friends the rest of my life. It's me and you, and that's it. It's fucking great.
Roadhouse.
Dude, did you see Kevin Smith shaved his whole fucking face?
No.
All right, so he shaved off the beard and the mustache, and he's lost some weight or whatever.
Yeah.
He looks just like fucking 1980s Jonathan Brandmeier.
Jonathan Brandmeier.
Like he looks and he made a face where he's just, again, he's got no beard or anything, smooth face. And first of all, he also looks about fucking 30 years younger.
Yeah.
But dude, it jumped right out at me. I'm like, holy shit, he looks just like Brandmeier. Fuck.
Chicago radio DJ.
Chicago radio DJ Jonathan Brandmeier, failed national talk show host Jonathan Brandmeier, part-time actor Jonathan Brandmeier.
Really? Is he in Roadhouse?
He should have been. He should have gotten the shit kicked out of him.
The shit kicked out of me at Roadhouse.
Fuck.
That's weird.
I'm sorry. So they're remaking Roadhouse, which I don't fucking get. I don't understand why you do this. Like I said, when they were doing it with Vacation, I thought it was a goof. And literally just yesterday in the afternoon, I went, hey, I wonder if that made any money. Because it came and went.
The premise was cool though. Wasn't it supposed to be Rusty?
Grown up.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not like a...
Come on. I hear what you're saying, I guess.
I mean, I wasn't as offended when they remade it, when I realized that it was a sequel kind of.
Yeah, but it's the same,
it's
the same
just
stuff and the same, and he's just as dorky, grows up to be, because honestly, if you want to look at the mythology of the movie, you know what I mean? In the first one, Rusty is dorky, but he loves his dad, and then in the second one,
Rusty?
Yeah, but he also... He would learn from the mistakes of a Clark Griswold and not be a dork when he got older. I mean, well, seriously, if you think about it, if you were that kid and you saw your dad constantly be a doofus and fail and all these terrible things, would you then say, oh, you know what? I love my family vacation. Nobody grows up and goes, God damn, I loved my family vacations. No. They sprayed honky lips on your car. There's no way you fucking loved your family vacation as a kid. You're mortified by that memory.
Yes, but I think it also, if I could, add something to this, I would say that it just shows you that you're doomed to repeat yourself because of your genetic makeup.
Yes, that's what they're going with, but I don't think so. I think you would do everything you could to avoid that.
Revenge of the Nerds. When those guys got driven to college by their dads were nerds.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, by the rules of movie mythology, I could see that you're correct. But for me, I think that Rusty would be... If anything, it would be funnier if they skipped a generation and like Rusty's kid
went cool.
Yeah, and Rusty's kid was the dork and Rusty was like the Imogene Coca grandpa. And he was in the back seat, literally ironically commenting on everything that happened and went, it seems familiar. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what the fuck happened, he'd just go,
You've broken down Vacation.
Well, because you skip a generation. Go ahead and skip a generation. Because Rusty's like, fuck, that's never happening to me again. Then he has a kid who wants to go on family vacations, and he's like, oh, God damn it.
You're breaking the formula for successful movies of all time. It's all comes from The Godfather. You can't help your family genetic makeup. You will end up being what you don't want to be regardless.
Don't like it.
All right.
Don't care.
Whether we're talking Griswolds or Corleones. or Daltons.
So let me tell you.
Is the star of this movie a Dalton offspring, or is it...
If Vito Corleone buys the family truckster and he loads everybody up and he goes cross country. So you figure he's in the front seat.
Roll him up.
And does he have Connie in the front seat, or does he bring the wife?
You got to bring Mama Corleone.
Okay, so he brings her.
Yeah.
So she's not going to say a fucking word the entire
basically
trip.
on that trip, it's Mama Corleone, Vito, Connie, and Fredo.
Oh, wow. Really?
Rusty, yeah.
Sonny and Michael don't even get a spot in the truckster?
They're too cool. No, you got to bring the dorky kid.
Well, if you want to make Vacation. But I'm saying if you want to completely fucking spin it on its head, you bring Sonny and Michael, don't you?
Oh, bring the whole family?
Fuck yes! How great is that?
The Corleones go to California?
Yeah, dude. Doom, dun, 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 dun. Oh, Holiday Road. Oh, come on, dude. First stop, you pick up Tessio.
Get in the car, Pagoda.
Yep. And then he doesn't make the next stop. Come on, dude.
Can't do it, Sally.
No, can't do it, Sally. Tom's got to go. Dude, that's a fucking big ass, dude, that's a goddamn party bus. They can't get a family truckster. They get a goddamn Carleone party bus. Oh, fucking awesome, dude. How great is that? And fucking Vito's driving and everybody else is asleep. And fucking the girl Michael met in Italy pulls up alongside him in the car and he's flirting with her and blowing
Apollonia?
kisses. Yeah. Apollonia drives up in the car and then it explodes. He's flirting with her on the highway. He blows a kiss with a sandwich and the fucking car blows up. Come on! The fucking National Lampoon's Corleone Vacation. We're making it. We gotta make this shit happen, dude.
Oh, dude.
That's fucking awesome.
Wally World. Wally World.
Oh, it's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
What have I ever done to make a treatment so disrespectfully?
How do we not do this? Oh, dude. We're sitting here talking in a basement. We should write this movie. National Lampoon's Corleone Vacation? Holy shit.
I believe in Wally World.
Dude. All right.
Roadhouse.
I don't know if I mentioned they're remaking Roadhouse.
Are they?
Yeah. And
With who?
again, I like her. I don't know why that they're doing this. They're going to make me not like her in that capacity. And that Ronda Rousey, UFC female fighting champion, is going to remake Roadhouse.
She gonna do the topless Tai Chi thing?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the only reason they go see that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because again, think of it this way: like where
She comes to town. She's a female bouncer.
but think about that. How would you hire? Nobody hires a female bouncer to take over.
I thought you'd be bigger.
All that's going to happen, right? But
Ironically.
but here's the deal, man. She can't. Like the toughest bar in Missouri or whatever the fuck it was.
Where's the Double Deuce? What?
It's in Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the fucking hinterlands of
All right.
Missouri, for fuck's sake. But no tough bar would ever hire a female bouncer. Like, she would never get that chance. There's no way she would ever, because he comes in as Dalton, like they go get him. He pays him. He brings him from the,
rep. Maybe she's got a rep in the movie.
But for what? Where did she ever get her first fucking bouncing job? Nobody's hiring her to be a bouncer. I stood next to her. I'm like a foot taller than she is. So if she walked into a fucking play, and look, I'm not saying she's not a badass and couldn't throw me all around the fucking alley.
She'd be a good bouncer.
Yes, in theory, but no fucking dude. Like, the way I see it is, the only way you do it is if she comes in to apply, and then the guy's like, "Oh, get out of here, little girly," and he goes to push her, and she fucking twists him into an arm bar and puts him on the ground. You know what I mean? And then everybody goes, "Whoa, she's tough." And then Terry Funk comes out, and he's like, "Arr." You know what I mean? It's just I guess that makes it work. I mean, but I know they're gonna have some weird lineage where she's like Dalton's daughter, you know what I mean, or Wade Garrett's daughter, and they're gonna try to fucking shoehorn it in that way.
Or
instead of
maybe
just-
she's like you said, maybe she's a waitress, and then a fight happens, and she totally beats the crap out of like 4 dudes, and they go, "Wait a minute, maybe we let her run the security."
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if we're gonna go with that concept, you're a waitress.
All right.
And
you're a waitress.
you are a waitress, and a
You're a
fight breaks out. You're part eggplant, and a fucking fight breaks out. You're a waitress, and for some reason, you interject yourself into the action.
Well, what if
and
you get
break it?
knocked over and your trays spill and glass goes everywhere, and then
And then
you have to defend
just,
yourself?
You just fucking Yosemite Sam out, and you're like, "Oh," and you jump in and fucking spin out on everybody.
You do like a spin kick in the bar.
Fine.
Because that happens all the
All
time.
right, I'll allow that.
All right, so she
you're
beats
a
it.
waitress with a short fuse. All right.
Dun dun dun. A waitress with a short fuse.
Dun dun dun. Not to be confused with Waiter with a Bad Disposition, which was a game I invented a million years ago. God damn. Waiter with a Bad Disposition would actually fit right in. So she's a waitress with a short fuse. All right. And she's got a tray of milk or whatever the fuck. And she's walking it
Who
over.
orders a tray of milk at the Double Deuce?
I imagine a gangster played by James Woods would order milk in a bar. Okay. Literally, I'm thinking that a gangster played by James Woods would order milk in a bar. Or Batman. Adam West's Batman is there. He's having dinner. And then the Joker comes in and there's a row. But you're Ronda Rousey, man, and you're waitress with a short fuse, and you're carrying a tray of milk over to a table, and then a fucking fight breaks out, and you get knocked over, and you're like, "No!" And you whip everybody's ass, all right?
All right.
And then they come to you and they go, "Hey, that was very impressive what you just did. How would you like to be the head of security for this bar?"
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, you're a woman, wouldn't you just go, Nah, I don't think I would. I actually got hired to be a waitress. I don't want to get punched in the face by anybody. It doesn't make any sense in the concept that you're gonna. I guess she's gonna be like a pissed off chick or whatever the fuck, and they're gonna and she's. I'm not saying she's not tough, and I'm not saying she's not a badass. I'm just trying to figure out how you shoehorn her into the
that
bouncer
doesn't-
role.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You know, because if she even went into a tough bar and she's like, hey, I want to be a bouncer. And they'd be like, oh, get out of here, pigtails. And then she'd whip somebody's ass.
Yeah.
And then they'd go, well, that was a fluke. Get the fuck out of here before we call the cops. Like, you're not going to hire her. Nobody's going to go, oh, you beat up our toughest bouncer? Then you should be a bouncer. Because there's just a paternal thing with men where they wouldn't hire a woman to be a goddamn
You're
bouncer.
looking
They
at
just
it in
wouldn't.
a realistic sense. If you hired a female bouncer, you're asking for trouble because every
dude wants to try her.
beat up the girl.
Yes, every dude will want to try her. Well, they don't want to beat up the girl. I don't think essentially. Well, they'll just think they can run roughshod over her and she can't do anything, and they'll be like, and again, she's going to prove it because she's going to beat the first guy's ass.
I think this is far too much intelligence you're throwing at a roadhouse. This is a movie where the Ben Gazzara guy, does nothing but ruin things.
I used to write scripts like this with guys like you in prison. So I don't know. I just, when I heard the concept of it, and again, also it's that thing where they just went, hey, Ronda Rousey's going to be in Roadhouse. And they're like, we're looking for a director. We're looking for writers. We're looking for an acceptable script. But Ronda did call Patrick Swayze's family to see if it was okay with them if she took on the iconic role. And I heard that, and I go, why is that even in the article? Is that supposed to be some weird touching
cares?
thing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, did fucking Ed Helms call Chevy Chase and say, hey, dude, I'm going to be Clark Griswold or Rusty Griswold or whatever the fuck? Did he call Anthony Michael Hall? Did he call the nondescript 9 other Rusty Griswolds from every other fucking movie? Why are you getting
the
permission to do a
Corleones?
fucking thing? You know, oh my God, we dial them up. Call Sonny. So I don't even know why the fuck they're remaking it, first of all. And second of all, why I don't understand how you shoehorn
Yeah.
the unquestionably tough and charismatic Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
But she's not. I don't. Look, all I saw was the clip from Fast 7. Okay, I've never seen any of the Fasts. I've never seen any of the Furiouses.
I don't know anything about that stuff.
But I saw the clip where she winds up coming out and she's supposedly mad.
Does she punch anyone?
Oh yeah. What are you asking that for? But she comes out and and she looked awesome.
Yeah.
And she comes walking down the hallway and ready to start a fight. But I have to be honest with you, if you've ever seen anybody you always hear the phrase like they can't walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Rhonda is walking down the hallway because she's about to head for a confrontation, and she has to speak into like a watch, like a Dick Tracy watch, or into like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And you can see her think about I'm walking in heels and need to talk into this thing right now. Like you can just see it. I'm talking in a second, you see it flash across her face. There was nothing smooth about the movement. And then she opens the door, and then I think it was, I don't know, one of the Fasts is there. Or it may have been one of the Furiouses. I don't
can't
know.
Tell them apart.
They're all there.
I know that's kind of bad, but I really can't tell.
No,
them
me
apart.
neither. But one of them's there.
They kind of
and-
look the same to me.
And Rhonda says something like, oh, hey there, Fast. You think you're tough, bitch. And then they wind up in a fight. But it's this, like she may as well just spit out an anvil. I mean, it was like that clunky, and it dropped so much anchor on the fucking scene where she comes in. Because again, there's nothing smooth about it. There's nothing really, because again, I like Rhonda a lot. I'm a huge fan. And I love her in the fucking octagon, and I like her personality, and I love her fucking story.
Yeah.
You know, it's brilliant, and more power to her, and good luck. But it doesn't mean she should be carrying a fucking movie yet. I mean, I don't. Dude, when they said they were going to make the Expendables, did you hear about that?
Is that after they do Ghostbusters again?
Well, they're doing that now. That's coming out with the Lady Ghostbusters. Now, see, that I can buy. I buy Lady Ghostbusters.
No.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm not going to go see it, probably. Yeah. I might. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, but if you tell me there's 3 ladies who are Ghostbusters, I don't even think 3 ladies agree on where to go to fucking lunch, but good for them. But if they're going to fight ghosts together and sleep in a fire station, okay, I suppose. But I accept that a lot more than I accept fucking this someone getting hired as a bouncer. I can't see you hiring a blonde woman as a bouncer. You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later it's The Velvet Rope. Let Big James and Chewy stamp your hands and give you behind-the-scenes access to the hottest clubs in Hollywood.
James,
Yeah.
you work that place over on 8th.
The Red Rush.
Yeah, how do you get a gig over there? I can't get in over there.
You can't get in it. Well,
No.
they probably heard about you. You can't fucking get in over
yeah,
there.
funny. I mean, what the fuck? What do I gotta do? Get an invitation or some shit? How did you do it?
I tell you what. Well, you tell Tommy because they throw me a Tuesday every once in a while. You tell Tommy to talk to me, and I'll get you in there. But I mean, when you get in there, you gotta fucking control yourself.
Little Tommy or Big Tommy?
No, Tommy. Little Tommy. Go, little
No,
Tommy.
I can't. I punched Little Tommy 3 years ago.
And you wonder why you can't get in this fucking club.
I didn't think he would remember.
Little Tommy, always get one word from Little Tommy. You don't work in this fucking town. I can't believe we're having this fucking conversation.
They told me he had amnesia. I thought I could get away with it.
Amnesia from the punch or amnesia from the fact that he just doesn't want to know your fucking name?
I'm not sure.
They don't care who you know. Back of the line. The Velvet Rope on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Fucking amnesia.
I just don't know how you convince me that you turn a blonde woman into a bouncer. And I don't think that's being sexist. I just think that's being realistic. I'm not saying she can't handle the job. I'm saying she doesn't get the fucking job. You know what? Let's make this a civil rights issue. It's like back in the 60s. There were a ton of like African Americans who could have done jobs, but were not given the jobs because they were African American. Well, that's the same deal here. So I think, if anything, I need that fucking, you know what? If you make a movie with Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
combine Roadhouse with Selma. If you make Ronda Rousey and like a bunch of other blondes sit at a lunch counter until a fire hose blasts them off of it, and then they get a job bouncing at that very same lunch counter, I'm into that movie.
Oh, I thought she was going to punch Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right in the chest?
Yeah.
Dr. King!
I'm sorry.
I thought you were someone else. Literally, to me, one of the funniest things on earth is
Yeah.
that fucking, just that story.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What was I just want to know who Martin Luther King was going to punch.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I came around the corner. Dr. Martin Luther King punched me in my chest. I look up, I said, Dr. King. He said, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. He's hiding around the corner. Martin Luther King, it's like Eddie Murphy's a genius just for that story.
Yeah.
Like literally anything else he did. Because look, there's a body of work there, but just for
just
that
that
fucking,
movie.
just
Yeah.
that character, that movie, that all those characters are fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But dude, that
you go down and just to that one line.
the fucking, Martin, and then you ain't me no Martin Luther the King. Fucking hysterical, dude. Casts his friend Clinton. Oh, dude. All right.
Clint.
Yep. Ah, dude. Again though. I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. Martin Luther King's waiting to punch a guy in the chest. Punches that dude and then apologizes. Dr. King. He said, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. How do you not like laugh forever? How do you not?
I still do.
Because I come up, I'll come up with funny stuff, and then I'm just like, I'm a fucking genius, and I walk around like I'm the master, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, dude, I've done nothing in my
Yeah.
life ever that would compare to that. Like I told you, it's like when I watch the fucking Chappelle show and I see the Eddie Murphy, the Charlie Murphy stories about Rick James and Prince. Those are literally the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
because they really happened.
Yeah, and then it takes somebody to put him into a thing like a
Yeah.
sketch where he's reenacting it.
Yep.
I mean, the idea to reenact it.
And again, the bonus of getting Rick James involved to confirm the stories.
Yeah.
When he's like, "Come on, what? I do something like that? Yeah, I remember that." And they rewind it to like reiterate the fact that he fucking said it, dude. I told you, like, I if I was gonna show comedy to anybody, like I always say, it's that scene from Mad World with Dick Shawn on the fucking phone. But also, I would if you wanted to teach somebody what a joke was, like a left turn joke, I would tell the story about. I would show him the Prince story because he meets Mickey Free from Shalimar and all because that's all. Again, that just makes the story the story. It's so great. Mickey Free is not a girl, like the way he says it, and then the fact that they go to Prince's house. You guys want to play some basketball? He gives them clothes. They change into basketball clothes, and then the fucking brilliant cut of it is, they come in. And he goes, they're wearing the same shit they wore in the club. Oh, there's nothing funnier. There's literally nothing funnier on earth than that moment. I'm telling you, it is so. I can't even imagine being them. Imagine being Charlie Murphy and you're in the gym because then they cut to them doing that Cosby Kids laugh like him and his friends. Oh, dude.
Fruity Picks?
Yeah.
Say something like
Prince is setting all these fruity pics.
Fruity
Ow! Darling Nikki. Dude.
if you will, a picture.
Game blouses it's just all of it, and then he made him pancakes, dude, and you're like, it's a real story. You cannot, there will never be anything funnier than that moment. Yeah, so he has his butler get them clothes to change into. They change into Prince's basketball clothes, and then they're wearing the same shit they wore in the club. Just the phrasing of it is so great. And they're laughing. Him and his friends are just laughing at fucking Prince. Ow. Dude. So great.
That's awful.
So I'm on the couch last night. It's like 9:30, man, and I'm watching the fucking Cowboy game, and I breathe in, and it's like it was like pepper spray hit me in the fucking throat. It was just insane. Where I just like I
You
almost
lost all the moisture in your head.
like I breathed in flour. You know what I mean? Just fucking gross. And I started to cough, and Jill's asleep, and I'm trying not to fucking, but I have a coughing fit, and I'm trying not to fucking shake too much if she's laying on me. And but then I'm coughing and I'm holding it in.
Yeah.
And I'm crying. Like tears are running down my face. I don't think I was doing that. It was that involuntary.
Yeah, I know. Your eyes are watering.
Sure.
Yeah.
And my nose is running the whole thing. I mean, it's like happening. And I'm under her, like she will sleep on top of me, and I won't move. So before this is so terrible. When
Then don't say it.
no, shut up.
Okay.
I don't know what made you all flinchy all of a sudden, but I when
All
I
of a
come in-
sudden?
yes. When I go into the couch, when I know we're hunkering down, because her schedule is so funky, and she has to get up for work at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So I'll just let her, and I'll even say to her, I go, honey, do you want to go to bed? And she'll say, honey, I'm okay on the couch, honey. Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, honey, I just want you to be comfortable. And she's like, okay. So she'll like, no, it doesn't devolve into that. But she'll lay on the couch, and I'll get her a little flat pillow, and she'll lay down because she has a bad neck. It's a fucking mess, dude. Her neck, god damn it. It's like I'll rub, because I rub her neck every night now. Her shoulder blades, her neck, because her neck is all just fucking ruined.
Maybe you're doing it too hard.
No, that's the deal. Because I'll even say to her, the whole time I'm just like, sorry, honey, I'm sorry. She's like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. And it just, the inside of her neck feels like the bottom of a 5th grade desk, because it just has like wads of gum inside there.
It's like a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, dude, like the muscles are totally all tensed up and stuff. And so you just got to press your thumb into it and hope it goes away. And literally her fucking, the muscles in her neck are like, it's like, let's put it this way. I was rubbing her neck and it went, bring. I mean, it's like she's got a fucking
Xylophone neck?
Yeah, no, fucking guitar neck. Like the string, the muscles are so taut.
Oh, over the bridge when the strings are
Yeah,
really tight.
I was just trying to, fucking help her out, and I hit a G chord. Like, it was like, whoa. A lot of guys find their girlfriend's G spot. I found my
you
girl's
found the
G chord.
G-chord.
So she's there, and I'm rubbing her neck, and so when she goes to sleep, she'll be on top of me. Her legs will be across me, so I'm not going to get up. I know I'm not going to. So I'll literally bring in like 3 bottles of water, and then a big glass of ice water, and then a fucking bag of Oreos, and then a thing of 2 chocolate bars, and then fucking, and we're changing that now. I'm going to get grapes and shit. But I mean, I will junk food the fuck out of
But
it.
if
and
you're
I'll put it-
gonna be an inanimate object, you might as well have snacks.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna job the fuck out of that room, man. I'm gonna go straight beanbag chair and just lay there and eat. And then I got the remote, and then I got nothing but just snacks within reach and fucking water. And she'll wake up every 2 hours and be like, hey honey, and I go, hey, I'm gonna duck in here real quick and refill my water, and she'll be fine with it. But go ahead, you're trying to say something.
I was gonna say, nah.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, honey.
So last night,
So you swallowed a Balrog or something.
something fucking flew into I had a throat ghost, and I'm there, and I can't get up because she's crashed, and she had she had no sleep. Like, she worked a full shift because we went out to dinner on Saturday night with Brian Noonan, friend of the show, Brian Noonan, and his wife Debbie, and the 4 of us went and had some pizza and we hung out. Well, Jill, she got up for work. Just listen to this fucking crazy ass schedule. She got up for work at 2:00 Friday night, 2 a.m. Okay.
Friday night, Saturday morning.
Yes. And she doesn't have to be at work until 4, but she can't sleep. Like, she does this thing where she wakes up at like 1:13 every day.
Someone keeps jabbing a thumb into her neck.
It's not a thumb. So she fucking wakes up, and she's up at 2. She works 12 hours on Saturday. She comes home, or no, she didn't come home. I drove her because I drove her to work Saturday morning.
She working at coal mine?
Essentially,
All
yeah.
right, I'm just checking.
So she has to. I drive her to work on Saturday morning, and then I come back and I fucking crash. And I've even said, hey, look, I'll stay up, so we're on the same schedule. She's like, honey, just go to bed. All right, honey, please
just go to bed.
Please get some sleep, please. So I drop her to work. She works 12 hours. I pick her up. We go to meet Brian for dinner. Meet Brian and his wife, and then we're out until fucking 9:30. And then we get home around 10, and she's got to be at work the next morning at 4. So she's been up since 2 a.m., and now it's 10 p.m., and she's got to be up again at 3 to go to work at 4. Like, it's just...
Is she somebody who doesn't need what you would consider a healthy amount of sleep, or is it you think she's just trying to accommodate you guys and make sure you can do what you want? Go out
I think
to dinner
she's
and...
well. This has been her schedule for a long time, like 15 years. So she's used to it. But just because you're used to it doesn't mean it's good. So I tell her all the time, I'm like, dude, you gotta just, because then on her days off she'll have the same schedule. I'm like, honey, you gotta sleep. I mean, you gotta just do this. You gotta take. But she's this little fucking tough guy. You know what I mean? I don't need any sleep.
I don't need sleep.
I'm fine.
Honey,
I don't need any sleep. I'm tough. Like I told you, when she broke her fucking foot, and I'm like, honey, you broke your foot. You need to go to the doctor. I don't need to go to the doctor.
Thank your doctor.
Yeah, and that's
she's actually in the Lollipop Guild then.
I think she might be.
Okay,
and,
good.
and well, that's also like when her son, he recently broke his collarbone.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, dude. And playing football, he broke his collarbone, and they gave him liquid Vicodin, and it's unopened. He's just, I'm fine.
Bring that down next time.
I almost put it in the Chex Mix yesterday. I told her I was making Chex Mix at the house. I said, dude, because I was looking for anything to jazz it up. I'm like, dude, I'm going to throw some Vicodin in there. That'll be fucking amazing.
I think I would eat that Chex Mix if it had Vicodin in it.
You would eat it anyway. It's delicious. So she's on top of me, and I'm like eyes watering and coughing.
We spend more time talking about your itchy throat. Meanwhile, her kid broke his collarbone.
Listen, and he didn't. I just wanted to slug some of that Vicodin.
Yeah,
to go to
never
sleep.
used the Vicodin, and you go, my throat's itchy.
Boo, my throat. I swallowed an SOS pad. What's wrong with me?
I can't record today.
Well, I almost bailed on it because I couldn't. My eyes were watering, my nose is running and stuff, and I'm trying, and then it persisted, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was. So then she wakes up like an hour later, and I said, "Honey, I'm sorry, I gotta get up. I gotta throw water in my face or swallow something. I gotta do something, man." And she's like, "What happened?" I said, "Well, you know how it's like when you inhale pepper spray." And she's like, "Honey, I don't want to hear
I've
that
never
story
been pepper sprayed
yet."
involuntarily.
So yeah, I got up and I drank water and I gargled and all this fucking bullshit. And so then it didn't. And then I only got like 2 hours of sleep last night because my eyes kept watering and stuff.
You think a spirit might have been in the air and just jumped into you like Jim Morrison? You know how he claimed those Indians were dead on a highway and their souls.
Yeah, but he gets a shaman and I get a fucking a bad uvula. I mean, that's not fucking good.
But you can't pick what ghost jumps into you.
You know what happened? I bet the shaman jumped into me, but he left a feather in my throat. Here. So somewhere inside me, there's a shaman without a feather. God damn it.
I dropped my feather.
And he's lost. He can't find his way out because that's it. The feather is like his guiding light. So he's totally in. Right now, I got a shaman in my colon. And he's like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
He dropped his feather. You never drop your feather.
You can't. If you're a shaman, put a fucking death grip on that feather, man. You can't do that.
Get one of those wee wristbands that hook onto your wrist so you don't lose it.
If you're a shaman and you're going to go spelunking into a fat guy, make sure you hold on to your feather. Because you don't want to drop your feather in the fat guy's throat and never find your way out.
Oh, shit.
Because then you're just trapped in there, man.
It's dark in here.
Yeah, so
I'm surrounded by chocolate.
I got a colon full of shaman.
You're going to poop out a shaman.
So I got that feather. So then I got up today, and like I said, I only got about 2 hours of sleep. And then I had to take, because look, here's the logistics of when I work here. I take the lovely Jill to work, and then I have to drive, a couple hours down here to see our friend David and tunnel into the basement.
Yeah.
And then I drive a couple hours back. But I wasn't sure what the fuck was going to, and I got, I have the big show this weekend. I'm at Podfest in Los Angeles.
Oh, I thought you were doing the Ed Sullivan thing.
Well, that's a really big show.
Sorry.
I said I have a big shoe.
Oh, big show.
Yeah, that's a really big shoe.
Okay.
Big show. That's that. That's what that dude calls me
No
at the
sense being sullen.
at the barbecue joint. Fucking big show. Little Diamante.
Kind of a sullen group, Ed.
So I got Amazon.
Yeah,
dude.
you know what? I'm gonna. If you had Jill's dog bark during the show.
Yeah, Tawny.
Did you get any feedback from that? Saying,
late
hey, shut
Tawny.
that dog up.
Nah, I think it lent something to the charm of the show, but it also put a nice sheen of amateurism all over it,
That's
which
what I'm
was really
saying.
great.
For some reason, all our we ordered a lot of stuff on Amazon, and I think it's all being delivered today. So there's going to be like the dog's going to freak out every time the guy comes to the door.
Very rarely do you listen to a professional radio broadcast and your animal's going insane in the background.
Yeah.
So
A professional.
yeah, unless it's a morning zoo, then you got like fucking 15 people on one microphone,
Outside.
just laughing. 10 minutes after the hour. But you
Coming up next, Bad Company.
and Turd gets pepper spray in his throat.
Someone eats a shaman.
We're carving up feathers. Be back after this. So yeah, dude, so my throat's all gacked. And then I got up today and I took her to work, and then in the car, I'm drinking water. I should have had tea. You're right. Cause I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got your coffee for you.
Yeah.
You know, we got Dunkin' Donuts by me now. Did I tell you that? There's like a couple of them.
They were never out there?
No, they have Winchells, and then they
Oh.
started getting Krispy Kremes like 8 years ago. But dude, this is what's funny is like, I saw the Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, fuck, I got to go in there. And then in my head, I went, why? It's just fucking donuts. Like, I'm not a guy who drinks coffee, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
the
that
same,
dude.
Same shit they got here.
Because all these Boston dudes are like, oh, you know, they got wicked coffee. Wicked.
Is that good?
Wicked?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not from there.
I don't know.
It's a wicked pisser.
I don't get it.
I know. They parked the car in Harvard Yard.
Yeah, I would
Isn't that
never.
what they say?
I would never. You had
Caldwell,
this
call me. Let me know if I'm saying that right.
you had problems with your throat a couple seasons back again, where there were a couple weeks there where you were sounding pretty weird.
That was bad. But I fought through it. I made myself do the thing.
And I gave you the recipe for the tea.
yes.
And I didn't expect you to hate it as much as you did, but I mean, I understand tea's nasty.
Well, I just hate tea. You know, that.
I do too.
Fuck you, bag of dirt. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
said
is,
that in the first
exactly.
season. But then I actually found myself. I nestled into a nice, cozy tea coma after shows.
Yeah.
That was when you helped me, because when I was doing more shows on the road and doing those fucking 3-hour marathon shows, when I was doing the one man, I actually started to relish the morning tea. I know that sounds ridiculous, but
Afterwards
I
or
would do,
the
yes,
day of
after.
the show?
No,
Oh.
afterwards.
No.
Day of the show, I didn't talk to fucking anybody until afterwards, and then I'd hang out, and then I'd go sleep. But then in the airport, I would grab a Thai chai latte.
Hot tea, though.
Yeah, a hot Thai chi latte at
Hot
Starbucks.
Tai Chi. That's what Ronda Rousey's going to look like.
Oh,
in
God, I
Roadhouse
can't
2.
wait.
Hot Tai Chi.
Just wrap herself in a sheet and climb out on the roof.
Yeah. And
And
do Tai Chi in the yard so that hillbilly guy can look at her.
Is Ben Gazzara still alive?
No, I believe he passed away.
Still bring him back.
Ben Gazzara's
CGI Gazzara? Let's do that.
Play something, Ringo.
That replace something Ringo.
Ringo. Play something,
Ringo.
Play something, Ringo.
So yeah, I don't know what. So I mean, I sound rough. I know I sound rough, and then I got the show this weekend, so I almost bailed today. And I honestly, if I was in LA, I would have recorded like an intro and played an old show, but Jill won't let me. Like
Jill won't let you.
It's the truth. Well, you won't either. I mean, but I'm just saying. But last week, and look, I'm not doing it to get out of something. I mean,
I understand that, but it's just like everything else. You adapt to the boundaries you've created for yourself. You know,
Well,
you say,
I'm
"Oh,
the
I can't do a show today. My throat hurts." And everybody's like, "Fuck, dude, just talk."
Well, it's not that I can't. I mean,
I know.
Okay, yes,
I
but
get
then the rest of the week, when I can't fucking talk, you know what I mean?
Who
It's just,
cares?
you know,
No one. You got people. Dozens of people are waiting to hear you say stuff.
yeah, I got a show on. Well, there are dozens of people waiting to see me live on fucking who paid
Yeah.
for tickets to go see me on Saturday, and I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" You sound like Jimmy O.
Wow, I'm gonna do a show today. It's gonna be awesome.
This show is lurking.
Hex.
There's so much humor.
Schmitty is really funny. You guys don't know him, but that is the best Jim O'Donnell impersonation you're ever going to hear.
Oh my God, it is. Oh, did you give us? Oh, you said a full name there. Look at you.
Jimmy O's not. He's down.
He texted me. Well, no, he listens to the show. He texted me yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, I just caught up with the show. Sounds like you're going through a lot of shit, but it also sounds like you're in town. So if
Yeah.
you're recording with Dave tomorrow, you want to go watch Monday Night Football?"
That's what he asked me.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, Mike usually bails after the show. He's got to go back to Wisconsin.
Well, that's what I wrote him. I said, dude, I'm not, because I mean, I have, you know,
Yeah, you got to pick her up.
because Jill and I share a car. So it's like, I was like, you know, I finished recording and then I bust back to Wisconsin. I got to pick her up from work. And again, this, it's so ridiculous. So then I text him and I said, also, by the way, because this was yesterday afternoon and the Bears played the Packers yesterday, and let's not talk about that.
No.
But, Jill and I could not watch the game from the jump because she had to work late. So I taped it. And then when she came in, we watched it from, you know, on delay.
Yeah.
So when Jimmy texted me, it was like noon. And,
How about the Bears, Schmitty?
oh, Schmitty, sounds like you're going through a lot of shit, but it also sounds like you're in town. So, you know, if you leave Mex's house tomorrow, let's watch Eagles Falcons.
Fuck, it'll be great. We'll go to Twin Peaks.
You're so good. We'll have a couple of beers. So
Doozy.
So he's like, he said that. And I said, dude, I can't. I said, I'm recording by day, but I'm staying in Wisconsin with Jill and we share our car and I got to pick her up from work. I said, and please, no Bears texts. I'm taping it because Jill and I have to watch it in like an hour when she gets home from work. But you can feel free to call me a pussy if you'd like.
Which you will.
Well, you should. And then he never texted me back. And then last night at like 8:00, he writes back, oh, that's hilarious.
Your Jimmy O is pretty good too.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Because I tell you what, we taped the game and we're just watching it now. So he didn't even know about the Bears at all. So he didn't text me all day.
Every time you hear Mike or I do that voice in your head, you must picture the Heat Miser
Yes.
from Year Without a Santa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just that
That's the
big,
Heat
that
Miser.
head with the flame hair.
What the fuck, Max?
Oh, the pussy was lurking. So
Dude, I charge it like a king.
so I said to Jill, I'm like, oh, Jimmy O texted me and he's like, you should watch Monday Night Football. And well, you can go. I said, well, no.
Honey, don't miss the game on account of me.
No, honey, it's okay. I'm in town, and honey, honey, I don't want to be keeping you from doing things with your friends. I said, you're not keeping me. I said, it's fine. I'm coming back to pick you up from work, and I'm spending the night with you because we're on a plane Tuesday morning. But honey, it's okay. I can get a ride home from work. And I'm like, you can get a ride home from work.
I can take the bus.
I can walk.
I can call that guy that's been
Yeah, you know that
texting me.
guy who's sniffing around. Let's get him on the phone.
Maybe he'll drive me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just.
Maybe Todd will take me to the dance. I'll just have Todd take me.
But I told her, I go, look, I'm in town with you for a week. I don't
want to see those dorks.
She's like, well, you never see your friends. And I go, well, I'll see them eventually. And she goes, yeah, but if he's in town and you're in town, why don't you make the best of it? And I go, well, this is the best of it. I go to record. It's my job. And then I'll come back. I said, I'm honestly thinking about not even recording because of my fucking throat. Honey,
Don't be such a wussy.
people want to hear your show. You can't do that.
They do. See? That's perspective.
Well, yeah, I know. Dude, trust me, she's the boss. And by the way, right now, honey, I'm not the boss. Don't make people think that I boss you around. And it's like, no, they don't think that. I say it, they know who I am. It's just me saying so. Oh,
Yeah.
honey.
Somebody's got to do it.
Exactly. I
You don't listen to anybody else.
listen. What do you I listen to you sometimes. No. So Jimmy was here and wanted to hang out, but
He gets in town every once in a while.
but she's like, you should just go. And I said, no, honey, I'm in town to be with you. I'm here for 5 days. It's okay.
I went out and met those guys. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't go to bars or anything like that.
I'm lucky to get you into
Yeah.
the basement. I literally, you won't
go
leave
out.
that fucking chair.
But Jimmy O was in town, and he asked if I wanted to meet him up. Him and Big Guy and our buddy Eric and our buddy Wojcik from the UN of Evil. And I said, yeah, I'll go out. And I went out, and I don't do this. And he said, meet me at a place. It's a place called Twin Peaks. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. I guess there's a Twin Peaks in my town.
It's a bar.
Yeah, have you ever heard of it?
No, I always think of that Two Rivers and all those fucking
No,
joints.
I didn't know this, and that's my excuse. When I got there, Twin Peaks is like Hooters or Tilted Kilt.
Oh, really?
Their thing is their
Oh,
waitresses
all
are
right.
in.
Yeah, I
they're
get it.
in
Yeah.
crop tops.
Yeah.
You know, with the Daisy Duke kind of shirts tied, and then really short. I mean, so it's a thing. It's a sports bar. I didn't know that, but I'm sitting there and I looked around and I go, we're old.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eric's across from me. He looks like your typical suburban dad guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy O, Dave, they've been golfing. They were golfing, so they had their their golf clothes
And
on.
they got the tan thing
yeah,
happening.
and Big Guy's there, and Big Guy's got glasses. And you know when you get older, your eyes get weaker.
Sure.
So the glasses are a little bit like not Coke bottle glasses, but they kind of made Big Guy look like he knew how to work on your engine. You know, like that kind of wise old dude look.
He looked like De Niro in Goodfellas with the clipboard.
Not as bad as those
Little
glasses.
Jimmy Conway with the fucking pen, like, hey, yeah, you'll go in the back. No, they're in the back. Go around the back.
You salt them a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, you were a little out of line yourself. So I looked around and I told Kristen the next day. She asked me how it went. I go, it was fun. I should do that more often. I should actually go out and meet these guys because they're not. It's we're scattered. A lot of us are scattered. Jimmy O lives in Michigan somewhere, right?
Right.
And I go, but the thing that really hit me is I looked around and I go, God damn, what a bunch of old bastards we were.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at yourself, you never think, I'm that, but
Well, you and I have talked about this because
You
I
kinda
don't.
are.
Well, I'm 48. All right, and I don't like I don't think I look 48. I look like me. That's all I think. I look old to me. I look older, and especially if I don't shave, like I have a gray beard. I mean, it's like
gray
fucking
beard.
old gray
Beard. What are you doing, gray beard?
So, but then because we're in touch with people on Facebook, and you see some of the people you grew up with, you see, and I've talked about it before. There are people who look like they should be in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's a lot of Wilford Brimley guys.
Yeah, there's dudes we went to high school with. Their profile picture has them wearing a CPAP machine, and I'm like, dude, but also they're old enough to where they don't give a fuck.
I got the diabetes.
Like my brother Lenny, I'll tell you this. My brother Lenny he's 64, so he's 51 in December. Okay, and he just looks like Lenny to me. You know what I mean? He's just
Okay.
Lenny. But at the same time, if you get up close to him, you're like, hey, you might want to trim your head. I mean, literally. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it looks like you snorted a squirrel. I mean, get it the fuck out of there. And also, you got a couple of raccoons living in your ears. Like, get a fucking weed whacker and take care of your fucking head.
Well, that's just grooming. I'm talking about the general look and
Yeah, but that's the shit you
posture and the things you don't see because you're yourself every day. Over the weekend, the class of '85 had their
Well, because
reunion.
a lot of the guys we know, we used to have muscles or whatever, and now
We used to have muscles.
well, I'm being serious, and now you're fucking built like a tube of Braunschweiger. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. You look like a tube of liver sausage, for fuck's sake.
But you just have such a distorted. I think you just have a distorted view. Everybody must have that because I just looked around and I go, "Whoa, this is our peer group, man. We're old buzzards."
Yeah, and when it'll ton of bricks you too, because you don't see
Yeah.
it coming, and then you go, "Holy Jesus Christ, what the hell happened to us?" You know what I mean? And it's just
Yeah, it's
you
weird.
you became a teardown. It just happened all of a sudden.
Well, you don't notice it until you realize. I mean, it's like,
Well, when I notice it is, I've been doing that Uber thing.
yeah,
And you know who uses Uber when I drive, at least, and fucking, it's all young people.
yeah.
So I'm sir to everybody when they get in the fucking car.
Sure.
And I'm driving a Chrysler for
Yeah.
fuck's sake. So I might as well be their fucking dad.
Yeah.
And so that's why when they'll start talking or I'll know something about their music or someone, they'll just be, oh my God, he like totally
know
knows. It's like
that? You know?
unbelievable. And they're shocked by it.
Yeah.
But they'll get in the car and they're just, and I'll also tell you this, like you just said, you were at that fucking Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're with your friends, which
Yeah,
is cool.
well,
but don't you look around and go, I don't ever want to go into a place like this ever again as long as I live.
It was okay. You're right. I do feel that way, but this happened to be from. I think it was a Wednesday night or something. It was a weekday night, and the place wasn't that crowded, and
Okay.
that's the prerequisite.
Well, to me, like, 'cause
I don't
look,
go out unless
But I mean,
it's
that's not even with your
yeah.
fucking I hate everybody bullshit. You know what I mean? That's not with your weird I don't like the society. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not that.
Yeah.
It's just those joints are just manufactured fun. I mean, they're just so phony and bullshit. It's
It's like a strip club. Everyone, the girls walk around
Completely.
like you're relevant, and you're
Yes.
not because you're a 50-year-old man
Yeah.
in an untucked dress shirt or a golf shirt with your Bluetooth, and you're looking at your fantasy football things, and you're talking
Right.
about your draft.
Yeah.
That's what we did,
and I just
and I that's okay with
and
me.
I've
Yeah.
never been a Hooters guy. Like I never.
No,
I
don't get.
I'd be on the road and
Yeah.
comedians would be like, let's go to lunch at Hooters. And I'd be like, fucking why? I
Yeah.
mean, and you know why? Because they wanted to go and fucking flirt with a waitress or
Yeah,
whatever.
if I want to be patronized by a hot girl, I'll just stay home.
I just didn't see the appeal in it, man. And also, this may be an unpopular opinion among some of you out there. I don't fucking know because I always hear the food is great. Fuck that, man. The Hooters food is terrible.
Is it?
It's
I
fucking
don't-
awful,
yeah.
dude. No, it's just they literally you just walk in and they flash fry an IKEA dresser. You know what I mean? And you're like, all right, well we'll split this. I mean, it's just fucking terrible food. I went there with a fucking magician. All right, that was fucking awful. Or no, hypnotist. It was a goddamn hypnotist. And
If I'm
he's-
going to go out with a hypnotist, it's going to be the Hooters.
well, sure, and he tried. He absolutely fucking tried. He was doing that like rhythmic, like he would every time she'd come, he'd touch her hand in the same spot, and I knew what he was fucking doing, and I knew what he was trying to do because every time he would touch her and say the same thing over and over whenever she'd come by,
Yeah.
and I knew he was trying to give her some kind of like post hypnotic suggestion, and we're staying in the same fucking condo, so I'm waiting for the middle of the night when she's just gonna walk in like fucking Tor Johnson in a goddamn,
In the shorts.
Ed Wood movie, you know what I mean? I like with like Vampiro with the
Yeah.
fucking arms out, and he's just she's gonna give him a ghost hand job. job. I don't know what the fuck. But he's trying to put her under, and I can see it fucking happening. And I'm like, and I didn't want to call him on it because he was just a creepy dude anyway. Like, it was so weird. I worked him at the Funny Bone here in Naperville.
Wait, the hypnotist was creepy?
A little bit.
A little bit.
And
You
so
were creepy just a little bit.
And I did not want to go to lunch with him, but I fucking did because we were in the condo, and he kind of needed a ride, and it was just like this. Whatever.
You were forced into a social.
A little bit,
situation.
yeah. And that happened a lot when you're on the road. You just, because you had bite-sized friends. You know what I mean? You'd be weekly friends with these dudes that I'm sleeping in a fucking room. They're in a room, and they would need a ride somewhere or whatever. They'd be like, hey, we're pals, right? And it's like, we're not really fucking pals, and you're not funny, but okay, let's do this. And then I'd meet cool dudes like Mike Moto and Joe Vespaziani. These are guys I was on the road with, and they were cool dudes, and I had great times with them. But then you'd be on the road with fucking acts, and you go, God damn it! I hate. There's a guy I worked with in. I'm not going to say his name because he is now an influential booker, he owns 2 rooms in California that I wouldn't mind playing.
Yeah, so you don't want to.
But the first time I ever worked with him, he took me out to eat. He's like, "Hey man, we're going out after the show tonight." It wasn't even a question. He's like, "Hey, we're going out. I want to talk to you. We're going to hang out and talk." And I'm like, "All right." So we go out after our show, and he insists. Basically, he spent the entire time telling me how vulgar I was, and I was never going to get anywhere.
He was
in this
giving you the
business.
sit down.
And he decided that he was going to tell me what was wrong with me and my act, and how I did things wrong, and how I should do it the rest of the week. Working with him.
Could you hold on one second?
I'm
gonna go kill that dog. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I had to go put her in another room. The dog's just driving me nuts.
Is put her in a room in quotes.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Well, it's a farm where she can run free.
A lot of open spaces.
So you were sitting down. The guy he sat you down and started.
Yeah, and he told me I was vulgar and I was never going to get anywhere. And the sad part is he was right. Now that I look back at it, I'm just like, well, it wasn't because I was vulgar. It was, a lot of other
right.
reasons.
You are vulgar,
and I haven't really gotten anywhere.
and people hate you.
But boy, that fucking talk was just terrible. But
because you got to sit there and go, really? Okay.
Yeah. But the funny thing was he told me the rest of the week I shouldn't swear. I shouldn't while we were working. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do my act, and you can do yours. And and the thing is, he didn't have trouble following me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did fine.
He just had his opinion.
And he just decided to tell me that I should stop swearing the rest of the week. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that's fucking happening.
I'm not doing that shit.
But it's so funny. I just saw him 2 years ago because I went. Pardo was doing a show, and I went to hang out, and he was he remembered me, which was
cool.
kind of because that's kind of his shtick, and I can't go into it because again that'll reveal who he is. But again, he was that week I was with him. He was not pleasant. But you get stuck with people on the fucking road, and you wind up having to hang out with them. But then guys would always want to go to fucking Hooters and hang out. And I'm just like, dude, this makes no sense. And with Gary, the fucking hypnotist, he brought me there, and then. And I tell you what, because I didn't want, everybody's like, get the wings. And I'm not a wings guy. So I ordered I think I ordered a fish sandwich or something. And they just brought me a fucking xylophone. Like it was this deep fried xylophone that was it was just like fish ribs and all sorts of bullshit in it. It looked like half a rib cage. I mean, it was fucking crazy. It was like their breaded cod. I don't even fucking know. All I know is they brought it. And it was twisted and gnarled. You know what it looked like? You ever see an alien?
Yeah.
When they find the skulls of them, like after the fact? That's what it looked like,
Alien
dude.
skull?
Yeah. But deep fried.
Deep
and I'm
fried
like,
alien skull.
I'm in. Game over, man.
Go ahead.
No, so I'm not that's place. Those are just manufactured fun, man. They're just phony.
I hate the idea that that in terms of marketing and you're creating a business that you can boil it down to men like beer and they like pretty women.
Yeah.
And TVs that got sports on them.
Yeah.
And then it's just so shallow. I know it sounds.
And then it works.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
I know. That's the thing. So whenever I go into those places, I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm not this guy. I'm not one of these cliches. I wrote a book. I think.
I'm not dumb like everybody says.
Like everybody says.
I'm smart. And I want respect.
So we I don't understand those places. And so when these guys get in my car for Uber, they're like, this literally happened the other day. I fucking picked these dudes up, and I don't even know how the fuck they went up on this road. It was on Admiralty Way in Marina Del Rey. So there's really nothing there. There might have been like one bar and they were at it, but they were young. Like I don't even. It looked like I don't even know why they were at this bar. It was just this, and they all have a nautical theme. You know what I mean? Maybe they like nets. I mean, I can't figure
Maybe
it out.
SpongeBob was there.
Yeah, maybe they're looking for Quint. I don't know, but they wanted me to show them the way to go home.
Y'all know me. Y'all know I earn a living.
So I pull up Uber style, and they
You swung in at a
oh
burnout.
yeah, fuck yeah,
like
dude.
Rocky.
I Tokyo
Stallone?
drifted right in.
Just like in Rhinestone when he pulls up with the Dolly Parton in the cab.
They hop in. Two dudes in the back.
Hey,
one dude in the
Dad.
front. Well, they were not disrespectful to me.
right, good.
But again, this shows the disconnect. They get in and the guy goes, "Hey, do you have an iPhone charger I can use?" And I said, "Yeah." And he plugs it. He goes, "My phone's completely fucking dead, man." And they get in, and it is just a cologne attack.
war. Yeah.
Oh my
I
lord,
know.
dude! And because they're all look, dude. If you're in a group of more than two
Yeah.
guys and you go out together, you got to have a cologne tree. Like you got to have a text tree that says what cologne you're going to wear, so it all goes together.
No, you know what you got to do is you got to put it on early and let it be. What these guys do is go into the bathroom with
And they keep putting it
and
on.
keep putting more shit on
Yes.
because they might have danced once or something.
Fine, but if they all put on the same stuff, I can live with that.
No, you can't.
But instead, they get in there and it's just a fucking Cologne Red Rover game, and they're all fucking charging at one another, and it's like, holy Jesus Christ! It's like you know when Bill Murray turns the corner in Ghostbusters and Slimer is eating the fucking food. That's what's in my car. It's just like there's this green beast that's just fucking Drakkar and Yoop and fucking and Paco Rabanne, and they're all in this unholy alliance. And I'm like, oh my god, open the windows, please, something.
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Yeah, it's looking right at me, Ray. So they get in the car, and the dude, he plugs his phone in right away, and the dude in the back just goes, "Can you put on 5:30, sir?" And I not wasn't 5:30. What was it he said? I don't know, but it was K Day. It's a fucking rap station in and I have XM Sirius, but he wanted the rap station, the local rap station.
Yeah.
So I said K Day, and he just goes, "Oh,
You know who that is?
oh yeah, oh my god, yes sir, absolutely. Put K Day on." And so I turn it on, and when you do Uber, they tell you where to pick the person up,
Yeah.
but they don't tell you where they're going. It's kind of like life.
Yeah. It's
You
kinda
know,
like a Talking Heads song.
you know where you are. You have no idea where you're going to end up.
Well, we know where we're going.
So I pull up and I punch the button, and they don't have a destination put in. And so I said, "Hey, fellas, where are we going tonight?"
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "You know what, sir? Just take us somewhere that's popping."
Orville Redenbacher's house? I don't know.
I have like cargo shorts on and a gray beard. You don't want to go where I think is popping. You know where I think is popping? My apartment. Let's go there.
I played a show once at a bar,
Let's go watch Cupcake Wars at my house. That's popping.
and the band finished, and we were loading up our gear, and there were a group of girls that had just hung out the whole night, stayed the whole night, and they were still there when we packed up. This is 2 a.m. At
Like
some
a
club.
girls
like
group?
a girls group, and they pull up to me as I'm loading my car, and they go, they're hammered. They go, "You want to go to an after party?" And I looked at them and I go, "I'm driving a Ford Focus station wagon with 2 child car seats in the back, and I'm loading my trunk. Does it look like I can go to an after party?"
See?
And it was just the funniest thing to say to them because they were drunk. They didn't even get what I was saying. I was just like, "Come on, look at me."
But you know what's funny is that because that's the end of the night.
Yeah.
But if when you're unloading the car,
Yeah.
they come up to you and they go, "Hey, sir, you want to go to an after party?" You would have gone, "I'm driving a Ford Focus with 2 child car seats in the back." Hell yes, I want to go to an
I
after
wanna
party.
go.
Holy fuck! Just to fuck with them at least.
Yeah.
But at that point, you played 9 sets, and your
that's-
shirt smells like Stroh's.
God, that gets back to the tea thing. You know, why did I have a tea recipe? I had a tea recipe because we would play 4-hour shows, and when you're singing 80% of the songs, I had to. When I was a kid, I just slammed sodas and stuff. But
Right.
you got to take care of your thing. You got to take your thing.
Well, that's like when Jill's son broke his collarbone. He goes to
gosh.
the hospital, and so they're like, "Well, I hope he drinks a lot of milk to fix." And no, he would drink ketchup with a straw. I mean,
Milk?
he's that fucking dude. And this is totally the truth. We were out the other day picking up we had to pick up some stuff for vegetables for salad, and we were in Walmart, and she saw the 5-pound ketchup.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, she goes, I should really get, because she keeps buying bottles of ketchup.
Yeah.
So she sees this and she goes, I should get this for Kale. And I said, well, yeah, you should. And she goes, wait a minute, you really think I should? I go, yeah, I thought, she goes, well, I was kind of kidding. And I go, no, fucking get it. So she bought the pump. Like the, like the ones you see at the concession stands
the
and
big
grocery
giant
store.
one with the soap.
At a bowl game.
Yeah.
Dude, she fucking bought the 5-pound Heinz ketchup with the spinny pump on the top.
Oh, that's genius.
And it's at the house. Because, I mean, he will come home. And again,
Just put his head under there and just.
he's this badass athlete, dude. He plays football, basketball, baseball, all in a row. Like he'll play, one season will
same
end, he's
time.
back in the, oh my God, he's so good. And he will play them consecutively. The season will end and he'll jump right into basketball or whatever. But this dude just eats pizza rolls and chicken tenders. That's all he eats.
That's all they eat. Yeah.
And she keeps hoping there's like eventually he'll come around and he'll eat real food because he doesn't want vegetables. He doesn't want anything. I mean, I was at the house. I made fucking homemade chicken soup.
Yeah.
Badass, big egg noodles, fucking fresh vegetables. And I made a big giant pot of it. He wouldn't have any of it. I made party potatoes. Fucking they're like these cheese and onion scalloped potatoes. It's like my mom's recipe.
Yeah.
And I made those and he wouldn't even, he just kind of like sneered his face like, ugh. And I also made 5 pounds of them, which didn't fucking help. So Jill and I each had a plate, barely. But the good news was her middle son came home and he's like, "What's this?"
How many sons does she have?
She has 3 boys.
I've seen you before. You don't want to say their names, and I honestly totally get that.
Yeah.
We got to come up with names for them, code names.
Let me check with her on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to just go Corleones, Sonny, Fredo, and Michael?
Well, no, nobody gets to be Fredo. I don't want to
Well,
be Fredo.
not in a real Fredo sense. Just it's better than Peter, Bobby, and
How about
Greg.
Sonny, Michael, and Tom? Let's just
All
get
right.
Fredo out of the family
Well,
altogether.
is Tom in the middle? Tom has to be in the middle then.
Yeah, Tom's in the middle. So
Sonny-
Tom came over and he saw
Yeah.
the potatoes and he went off and he was just like, I think he ate like 6 plates over 3 days.
Then Sonny
which is
came
great.
home and punched everyone. So there's nothing to do with their personalities. It's just a way for you to have a reference point.
No, it's
so
just
you
the
don't
age thing.
accidentally
Yeah.
say something.
So, well, actually, what's funny, you would say that because Sonny went to Vegas this weekend and went to the fucking Mayweather fight.
Dude.
Yeah, he sent a picture. I don't know if he sent it to Jill or he put it on Facebook, but it was just like, I think it was like he might have been like 30th row, and it was just a picture of the ring, and I'm like, oh my God. And it was funny because dude, this is another reason I fucking love Jill. She just texted me and she's like, "Are you getting the fight tonight?" At her house on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I said, I love that you know that there's even a fight tonight, but no, I said it's boxing and it's a mismatch. I said, so I'm
it's
just not into it.
Another fight 2 years, 4 years, 5 years too late.
Yeah. Well, they all are for Floyd.
Yeah.
I mean, he waited everybody out. If anything, God, if he fought fucking Triple G, how great! Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see him like put the 15 pounds on and get in there. I mean, he won't. He should, and rightfully, he never should. He
I don't see
absolutely
why he
never
doesn't
should.
go one more time and get the 50,
The 50?
and just hang him up.
Yeah. Well, if people are still paying and you're still getting money and you're still viable, why wouldn't you fucking do it, right?
I don't know why anybody didn't. I don't know why anybody would have bought that fight.
Agreed. There's really, like I said, unless he moves up a weight class and really challenges himself, there's no reason to watch him again, other than to just go, well, this guy's the fucking, he's the best fighter of his generation, certainly. It's just, unfortunately, he fought a different way. And
So I've just realized we are old. We're talking about we're the barbers in Coming to America. We're talking about boxing and
The Godfather.
how old we are. And I looked around and my friends are old, which means I'm old. Everyone's old.
So old. Those dudes are like, take us to what's poppin'. And
I know.
And I just go,
What's poppin'?
I go, fellas, I need an address. I mean, what the
Popping a
fuck?
club? That's
Yeah.
a new club, right?
So he goes, do me a favor. He goes, open up your Yelp app. I don't have the fucking Yelp app
Yelp
on my
app?
phone. Yeah, there's a Yelp app. And I mean, I don't use Yelp because,
I don't even know what Yelp is.
dude, all right, here's what Yelp is. Yelp is
I
a
used to
fucking,
see Yelp in Mad Magazine when somebody would be in trouble. It would be in the cartoon bubble. The guy would say Yelp.
I remember Old Yelper.
Wasn't it a Beatles movie with Ringo?
Who didn't cry when Old Yelper got shot? Spoiler
Yelp.
alert.
I need somebody Yelp, not just anybody Yelp.
I need someone to Yelp. Month every day. Who's good at that? Ringo.
Ringo kicks ass on Yelp.
He's a,
So you had to use your Yelp app.
well, that's the thing is I don't have it, and you don't know what Yelp is truly. Dude, it's a fucking website where people can put up their opinions of places. It's a fucking maniac fest, and it turned into a thing where people would start to hold
That
restaurants
sounds
hostage.
like Facebook.
Essentially.
Right.
Well, but people would go to a restaurant and they'd go,
This
"Hey,
blows.
they'd say, hey, you should bring us some free appetizers, or me and my 15 friends will tell Yelp that you're terrible." Like the people started to use it as like an extortion tool. And it's the truth. Like people, so people they would start to call restaurants and they'd say, hey, look, we want credits, or we're going to basically do a DOS attack on you and fucking tell Yelp that you're terrible, and people won't want to come here anymore. So in Sacramento, it became a big deal where Yelp was like faking reviews, like restaurants were paying to get better reviews and also paying to get other restaurants worse reviews. Yeah. So it's a fucking racket is all it is. So Yelp is like, you can put in, like best bar in Chicago. But again, the general public gets to fucking decide. And would you trust the general public to do a fucking thing? When I go to a place and if someone holds the door for me, I go, nah, I'm good. Because I'm just waiting for them to close it in my fucking face. I know it's a trick. There's a trick. The general public does nothing out of the kindness of its heart.
People suck.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So that's what Yelp is. So they were going to Yelp what was popping around this.
You actually type in what's popping.
What's popping in Marina Del Rey on this barren avenue. And so he's like, this one dude in the back is like, what about, Wompsters? What about, all those fucking bad nightclub names like when you were a kid? What about the Vortex? Should we go there? Like, oh, dude.
What is love?
All that bullshit. And again, and there's nothing wrong with that if you go for that goal. Like I've said to Jill, I go, we got to go out dancing.
No, you don't.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah.
If she and I told her we could rent a dance studio and just she and I could dance alone for an hour, I'd be okay.
Just
I'd
like
be
in Saturday Night Fever, you spin around.
Fuck yeah, right? Because that's what I said to her. I want to go out dancing and have fun. I go, but I want to find like a night, because there's places by me that have like an 80s night or whatever. Yeah. And I don't want to go where it's dark, and I don't want to deal with a fucking crowd full of fucking clown shoes.
I hate to say it, the only safe place a person over 45 can dance and not feel weird is a wedding reception.
I was just going to say a wedding reception. I swear to God.
Because all right, back in the day, I was the man. I'd win dance contests all over the place with the bars. They'd give you a free bottle of crappy champagne.
Is that when you were traveling with with Ike Turner and Ike Turner's Review?
Yeah, I was a bad dude. I was in the James Brown Fantastic Blue Flames or whatever it was. That's how awesome I was. But at some point, you become the old guy. Well, you can't be it doesn't matter how good you are at dancing. If you go to those clubs and you're too old, you can't go. You're the old guy at the club.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I absolutely know that. That's why I said to her, I go, we would have to go to a place, like
I did tear it up at the daddy-daughter dance, though, when Ava was like in second grade.
And she hated it, I'm sure.
No.
By that time, she's cool with it.
Yeah, she thought it was hysterical.
But if you did it now, she'd just be like, oh, okay.
We crossed over. I think she'd be cool now.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she turned 17 tomorrow.
Yeah, but you can't ruin your fucking, your street cred with all of her friends.
No, I think her friends would, her girlfriends, I think they think I'm okay. I think they like me. I think they think I'm cool.
All right.
Her boyfriend.
Is that important? Not having kids, I don't know.
It's not, well, it's a complicated issue. There are parents that want to be that. Yeah. And when you try to do that, you end up being dickhead parents because everybody knows the parents that think it's cool if you guys drink here. It's cool. I'm the cool dad. I'm the cool mom. No. I never went out of my way to ingratiate myself to them. I've just always been myself around them. And I think they like that because I'm kind of different from the other dads. Like I don't golf. I don't know about roofing and stuff. So they kind of think,
I'm sorry, roofing or roofing?
Roofing. I know about roofing.
Okay,
but roofing,
I was going to say.
Yeah, shingles and shit like that.
I'll tell you what's popping, roofing.
Dude, that's a good name for a club.
Which one, roofing?
Roofing. Roofies on the roof.
Oh.
But the girls like me, the boys are afraid of me, and I'm like, that's fine. I didn't go out of my way to carve this identity. It just happened. So, I like that, but I think there's an age where the kids are embarrassed by you, right around the 8th grade, junior high, early years of high school. But Ava's a junior. I think she's starting to realize that I'm not as much of a dork as I think I am.
Well, sure, but also you've been so close to them growing up. You never, let's face it, we're old. All right, we are old, but we're goofy. I mean, we're not really
yeah.
old. You
See,
know,
that's what I was trying to get to.
we're not watching golf on TV.
I know.
We don't care about our stocks. We're
Yeah.
not those people. We're
I don't know anything about escrow.
yeah. I mean, literally, I would come here and we would eat dinner, and at dinner time, TV goes off,
Yeah.
and but you would put on your
the
music, but they
entertainment.
liked your
Yeah.
music, and it would be like the Monkees and the Beatles and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and we'd have fun. We'd talk and goof around. So what is that? What do you give me? You give me a sign? We're close.
We're getting close. We should go over to the next disc right now.
Are we doing a third disc?
Are you done talking?
I don't know. I'm coughing up blood.
I don't care. Are you done talking?
I'm never done talking.
Just a perfect day. Drink sangria in the park. Then later, when it gets dark, we'll go home. Just a perfect day. Feed animals in the zoo. And later, a movie too, and then home. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. Just a perfect day. Problems all left alone. Weekenders on our own. Such fun. Just a perfect day. You make me forget myself. I thought I was someone else, someone good. Oh, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Such a perfect day. You just keep me hanging on. You just keep me hanging on. You're gonna reap just what you sow. 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 You're gonna reap just what you sow.
What's the matter?
Huh?
What's the matter?
We going?
Yeah.
Did you point?
Yeah.
I didn't see a point.
I went like this.
When you're in charge of the discs, you got to point in a way where I'm actually notice it. You got to pretend that I'm.
Well, the problem is I was pressing the button that makes it record at the same time I was giving you the cue sign to go.
Well, the real problem was I had my eyes closed. Let's be.
That'll do
let's
it.
be truly honest.
Honey.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to have my fucking tonsils climb out of my fucking head.
Mike, you want me to step up and run this thing?
Oh, dude, if you want to carry it, go ahead.
No
I'll just
way,
chime in.
dude.
I'll go back to the old days of being the assassin.
I like it the way it
That
is.
was fun when I could do that.
Yeah, but I don't think that was your. I mean, yeah, it was fun, but I think that wasn't your strong suit. I think you're better off as the alpha dog.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty fun to lay back and just fucking snipe. That's not so. Well, let's put it this way: it's easy to do it. It's not fun. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
but
fun,
how
but it's
many-
also really easy. That thing where you just sit there and let some other guy carry all everything, and you just come in and be funny every 5 seconds or 15 seconds or 30 seconds. See, the problem was I was funny every 3 minutes, and then I tried to be funny every 30 seconds, and it was like, what are you doing?
But your head goes so fast. I can't imagine what it would have been like to sit there and know that all the stuff that was in your head you couldn't get out.
Well, I imagine it's the same way for Jimmy. You know what I mean? Like, because Jimmy was super fast, and when we would work, and that was one of the reasons he and I did good together. Was we, we're just playing ping pong the entire goddamn time.
Yeah.
But not just like regular ping pong, like fucking Taiwanese ping pong. You know
Like
what I mean?
that
Where-
crazy jumping.
Yeah, just going bananas. It's that way now, and I think I've talked about it on here, where you go do Never Not Funny. And when I do the show, they do that thing now in the beginning where they talk, and you just kind of hang out until you're introduced. So and this happens with any other podcast. I did it when I did the Sklar Brothers or any podcast. I want to jump right in. Like I just want to go deep end and like, let's fucking swim. Let's do this. But you're waiting to be introduced. So you're like, I could be funny. I could be really funny right now with that thing you just
Yeah,
said.
but
But
so that's why I think you're better off with the way your show is.
well, yeah, no, I just talk in fucking circles by myself.
Yeah.
But I want to go dancing. Like I told Jill, I go,
Right
let's-
now? Oh, that's right. You were saying, dude, I want to dance. Forget this podcasting nonsense.
I said to her, I go, will you go dancing with me? And her answer is always the best. She goes, I would do anything. No, I would do anything with you, honey. I would do anything with
I'd
you.
rather sleep on you and have a rancor jump down your throat.
Oh, dude, well, I'll tell you what. That is some quality sleeping, though, when she's sleeping on me, dude. The best
For
is when I'll
her or you?
well, for both of us.
Oh.
The greatest is when I'll just be like in bed and she just lays on top of me, like just fucking, and it's just like literally because she's so tiny, like she's
It's like
so
Boo and
shrimpy.
Sully.
Dude, I'll take photos. Like I'll just grab the fucking phone and
Hey,
just like a
no,
photo of
I
her
don't
with
wanna-
her.
I don't want to hear it.
Shut up! Don't pretend that like you don't care. But like she'll be like, she'll be laying on top of me, and it's like her head's on my shoulder. So like I'll just take a picture of us, like it's like she's on top. Oh, dude,
That's
so
why
great.
the UN of Evil doesn't like those pictures, and they're revolting against you. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
about
all
it.
that talk's going around about how Mike's losing his man card. He's gonna get kicked out of the UN of Evil.
I hope you're kidding. I mean, I really do, because that would be fucking really fucking ridiculous.
Of course, I'm kidding.
Because I don't fucking know. I mean, I got no idea that maybe this whole thing was a long con to get me into your basement to tell me, hey, what's with the photos?
Dude, you got to stop taking pictures of yourself picking sunflowers.
Fuck
'cause
that. Hey, I didn't take those pictures. She took those pictures. I just did it.
You
Pulled
knew.
over.
Now you knew a little
No,
bit.
bullshit. I
A
pulled
little
over.
bit.
No, when I turned around, I saw her doing it. I was just like, oh, but she took like 80. Like I didn't fucking realize it. I just fucking ran across the road to get fucking flowers.
You knew a little bit.
No, I'm busy taking pictures of deep fried fettuccine Alfredo. We had that in fucking Needles when we drove across country. Dude, we went to fucking Needles. It was the greatest. It was
You only made it out to Needles?
what? What's that from?
Well, I've never been to Spain.
There you go.
Yeah.
God, that's a great song. Mac
You know who
Davis wrote that.
No, Hoyt Axton wrote that.
No,
wait,
he-
did Max
I think Mac Davis wrote that.
never been to Spain?
Believe so. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna Google it because I got time right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up.
I could be wrong, but I thought there's a song Hoyt Axton wrote that was. You're like, there's no way the guy from Gremlins wrote a good song.
Was he the Motel 6 voice too? Wasn't?
No, that's Tom Bodett.
but it's Hoyt Axton playing Tom Bodett, or is there
Hoyt
really a
Axton's
dude named?
dead.
But there is a guy named Tom Bodett,
Tom
like a real
Bodett.
dude.
I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, he actually is the dude that owned Motel 6 or something, and his voice just happened to have that weird quality where he became a good spokesperson. I
Hoyt
don't know.
Axton.
Wrote.
He wrote "Never Been to Spain."
Yeah.
Good call.
But I've been to Oklahoma.
Well, now he's been to fucking heaven, if there is one.
There's no heaven.
What do you mean? Imagine there's no heaven. Is that what you tried to say?
I do. I imagine it.
It's easy if you try.
Yeah.
Right, Ringu?
I wrote
So,
a song about an octopus.
So I want to go dancing, but it's like I don't want to go
You're the old guy.
to a place. Yeah, exactly. But
That's why
but still, but you walk in. But I have walk in with Jill, and I'm going to be okay because nobody's going to look at me anyway.
It's not a matter of what people. It's not a matter of people's perception of you because nobody gives a shit. Nobody's watching you. Nobody's. It's your own personal thing. You're like, I don't want to be the old guy at the club.
I don't want to be in the club. I didn't want to be the young guy at the club.
But you just said let's go dancing. We're
Well,
at
but-
that age now. Where do you go dancing?
Well, no, that's what I said
Yeah.
to you. I said to her, I want to go dancing, but the only viable place is to rent a fucking studio by ourselves,
Or wait till
to
somebody
go,
gets married
or
again.
for like an '80s night. You know what I mean? Where they have places like that.
oh yes, it's 80s night.
Because I want to. I don't like when I was a kid. I told you I went to the Foxfire Room, which was it was a wrinkle room was what we called it because it was all these older women and older dudes, and then I would you walk in, you're 23, and everybody's like, whoa, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. But now I would have to go to a place like that to fucking dance. Like
Yeah.
I would have to find my own La Margarita. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, dude, I don't want to fucking do that.
It's Jamette night again.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. What is
fuck
he,
all
80
that.
now?
He's gotta be. Gotta be. If he made it.
You think Jamette died early? Died young?
On purpose. He died in the toilet. Are you kidding me? That fucking guy did it on purpose.
Symmetry.
Yeah. So I wanted to go dancing, but I don't. And so when those dudes are like, take us to where's popping, I go, I didn't know what was popping when I was 25, man. I
Yeah.
had no fucking clue. He's like, open up the Yelp app, and he's looking, and he literally, he takes my phone because his phone's dead.
Yeah.
And the two guys in the back are there.
You're like, don't look at the photos.
Well, I would have if he would have even
Yeah.
made a move, but he went in the back. The two guys in the back were just spinny, so he took my phone and he started to fucking pull up Yelp, and he starts looking for a place, and it was funny because Jill's like, "Where'd you wind up taking him?" And I said, "Fucking Silver Rain Gentlemen's Club," and she made a face at me like. I didn't know if it was popping or not. It's what came up on the fucking phone. I mean, it wasn't my.
Something was popping.
Yeah, I go. It was not my choice. He was like, "Hey, go here," and I put in the address, and we wound up at Silver Rain, and it was funny because it was it's fucking 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so nothing's popping. Certainly not in that part of town. But I dropped them off, and on purpose, I drove away like really quickly because I didn't want them to go to the door.
Yeah.
And
Turn around and-
Yeah, exactly. And get told, oh, I'm sorry, guys, we're shutting it down. Or there's
Yeah.
not much going on in here. Because in LA, the strip clubs will be open till 4. And it's just, and don't ask how I know that. But they are.
I know how you know that because you're the one that brought that just before the internet. It had to be when we were in Vegas in 2006? We were in Vegas in 2006 and we went through hoops to try. You had to find a bottomless strip place. You wanted completely nude. And I was like, I could care less. And you were adamant. We had to find, because we didn't want to go to what I don't know.
Because there's no point in going to a topless joint.
I agree. But,
Fuck that.
But it was funny because it's before the days you could press a button with your thumb.
And find it out.
Yeah, I mean.
So we wound up going to 3 different places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
Peppermint Rhino. Was it the Spearmint
Spearmint
Rhino,
Rhino.
whatever those things. Just because we had to find, it has to be fully nude or we're not going in.
Because it
It's
didn't
4
make
in the
sense.
morning.
Well, there's no point. Why would you go to a fucking strip club if they're only getting half off? Fuck that, dude. That's crazy.
That's awful.
Nah, dude, that's like going to fucking to a steakhouse and they only serve chicken. Fuck that.
I agree. I just thought it was funny that you drew this line in the sand that said, "I don't care. We're gonna find one."
That might have been the last strip club I ever went to in anger. You know what I mean? Like, I know I applied to work at a couple like
Yeah.
back in the early 2000s or in the late 90s.
And anger is a key word because I think I remember if it's the same trip, you got in an argument with the stripper. There was something was up for discussion because I remember we were at the UN of Evil. We're sitting in the open area where all the girls are dancing, and you had gone off for some whatever they offer in the champagne room or whatever it was. And then I look up and you're talking to a dude and your belt is around your neck.
Yeah.
And that's when I looked and I go, "Oh Jesus, what did he do now?"
It was not an argument. No, everything was fine. Everything was cool and above
But you
board.
were doing the Schmitty thing with the arms, like
a little
you were-
animated.
Yeah, you were like presenting your case, and your belt was off, and I'm like, "What the hell did you just do?"
Well,
man?"
because he wanted to know why my belt was off. He wanted to know what was going on. Like, and
oh yeah, I
you know,
just thought
she
you got
was.
caught in the middle of something, and you were like,
I kind of did,
Yeah.
but I mean, but she, yeah,
right in the middle of something.
but yeah, honestly, that's one of my favorite memories ever is coming out of the back of
Yeah.
the private rooms.
What the hell happened to Schmitty?
And I turned the corner, and you guys were all just there and looking at me, and I just got my belt around my neck and my shirt's off, like and like kind of I'm disheveled. And you guys, I just saw the face. I just saw Jeff just shake his head, just like, God damn it! Like, what the hell is going on?
Because that's the first time I was ever in Vegas was 2006. We all went for our 30th.
Yeah.
And I remember being very intimidated by the town, being intimidated by even being in a strip club. I just sat there, and I didn't do anything.
Well, 2006, our 40th.
Whatever, 30th, 40th.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait, 2006? Yeah, 40th.
yeah.
40th. I'm sorry. How old are we? Jesus.
Exactly, dude.
So yeah, we all went up there for our 40th, and I remember leaving Vegas and saying I had fun, but why did I had this epiphany, like, why was I intimidated?
yeah.
I know it. It's not like I felt like I was in junior high, like, and all the pretty girls were walking by, and I just kind of sat there and looked at them, and I'm like,
You talking about in the strip club or in the city itself?
just go the city itself and in the strip club. I remember feeling like I didn't belong there, like it was intimidating because there's all these, like I was like a kid would feel when he was in 8th grade or something.
Sure.
There's the really pretty girls and you can't talk to them. And then I realized the context of the situation. I'm like, I'm never gonna feel like that again when we come here. I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start acting like an old man.
Yeah.
So the next time we went, I had a ball. Did you go with us? That
I did
time?
not get to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's another one. That whole town is fake fun.
Yeah.
Jill and I went this year for her birthday. And I wanted to go to shows. I wanted to do all these different things,
Yeah.
but also mainly I just wanted to be with her. I wanted to go to the pool and go to the hot tub. And, we wanted to have fun, but at the same time, you look around and, there's all those, it's just that thing. It's the movie Swingers come to life, basically.
Yeah.
It's just, everybody's like, hey man, I finally get to wear my hat. You know what I mean?
I
That's
have
what
to
Vegas
say,
is.
I had a hat.
See?
I wore it.
That's what Vegas is. Hey
keep
man,
the
I
sun out of
finally
my
get to
eyes.
wear my hat. That should be their fucking slogan. Come to Vegas. You'll finally get to wear your hat.
I had some nice hats, and it's hard to wear a cool hat to coach third base at
Yeah.
Little League, But all of a sudden in Vegas, I'm like, the sun's in my eyes. I'm gonna wear a hat.
Yeah. So we went this year and we,
I'm wearing a hat this year.
I told the story on the show about the dick bag in the hotel or in the pool.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to fight him, and my mentality is just weird. Like because I'm waiting. I keep waiting. My entire life, I'm waiting for the guillotine to drop. I'm waiting for the other fucking shoe to fall, where I'm gonna have to throw with somebody or have to get into a confrontation, and I don't want to.
You know what? I used to be the same way because I was, and again, I've changed my attitude towards this, and this is the way I look at it. When that fight or flight thing you're talking about, that fear of having to step up, that comes from wanting to protect Jill.
Yes.
If you put it this way, your tolerance for nonsense is huge when you're by yourself.
Oh yeah, I that's fine.
You could care less. But
Yeah.
as soon as you have your loved one with you, you take on this male thing where you've got to be a protector. But that comes from the schoolyard of not only stepping up and being able to fight somebody, but to be able to win and defeat your enemy and look cool, and all that's
And protect the one you love.
yes, all that's protected or covered in that male macho thing, right?
Yes.
The thing I realized, and I only realized this after I had kids, is that I'm still non-confrontational. I walk away. I see trouble coming from a mile away. I very rarely get into it with anybody. But the thought occurred to me. I go, the only way I would ever be in a fight now, today, is if somebody was hurting or harming my children or my wife. And in that case, it doesn't matter if I get the shit kicked out of me. It takes the principle of standing up is what's key. If Mike Tyson, made up, or
Grab Jill's ass.
if Brock Lesnar insulted you or insulted Jill, it wouldn't matter that he could kill you.
No, I'd climb into his fucking ass.
He would beat the living hell out of
course
you,
he would.
but he would also have a black eye,
Yeah.
and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And when I look at it that way, I'm like, all that posturing of having to be this protector of macho male, whatever the thing is.
Well,
a
that's part of
stereotype.
it, because that's shit I've had in me since I was a kid. But at the same time, I just again, you don't want anything bad to happen. Like I
Yeah, but
imagine
you
someone,
can't-
one of these young
yeah.
dick bags, fucking spilling her drink or coming up to her. Like this just happened Saturday, and this is totally true. We went to dinner with Brian and Debbie,
Yeah.
and this story works a couple of different ways. We went out to dinner and we had a great time. It was so cool. I haven't seen Brian in so long certainly for
Yeah.
that length of time. And Jill Jill was just meeting Debbie and getting to spend some time with Brian. And it's great that Jill gets to see my friends. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's why I'd love to get her down here as often as we possibly can. We were going to go to Vegas, and unfortunately we couldn't. Exactly. But we're going to go to the Ozarks whenever that shows up. And Jill, don't think Jill doesn't bust my balls about that all the fucking time.
Do you want it? That's with kids.
I don't
dude.
care. Because I told Jill, I go, we'll go and we'll just have a great time.
I'm
if we'll
just
go.
telling you, that's a different.
Well, it's not
Whole different vibe.
agreed, but also it's not going to be like, if it was 7-year-old kids, that would be a totally different thing. But everybody brings their kids and we all kind of hang out. And if Jill and I want to go on a boat ride or whatever the
You're
fuck,
going to
we'll
want
do
to
it.
go on a long ass boat ride.
Well, that's okay.
That's a whole. I can get into that. That's a whole nother issue of the difference between us as a group of friends that have known each other since high school, and parents.
Okay.
Completely different social interaction.
Well, I don't doubt it, and I have no
Yeah.
kids, so I wouldn't know how the fucking
Yeah,
behave.
you'd rather go to Vegas than the Ozarks.
I don't think so.
I do.
I really don't. Here,
I don't
because,
think you want to play grown up for that long.
Well, we can disappear. If I got to disappear, we'll get a fucking
then if you're going to
paddle boat and
disappear,
fucking-
what's the point of being there?
I'm not going to disappear. No, I'm saying you can take a breather and take a walk.
You pick your shots. I got it.
But when I read that you can tie the 4 boats together, we'll just lay out and have fun and swim, and I'm all for
You're
that.
referring to a You and Evil vacation next year,
Right.
where the families, all the kids are going.
And Jill makes fun of me for it every time I bring it up to her.
Why is that?
Because she's just like, honey, who am I dating? Who am I married to? I can't believe it. You're so.
Who is she married to?
I don't know. There's one of us probably, but not you, I would imagine.
Because I don't remember that wedding.
I'm saving it for episode 52.
All right.
She's like, that's so not you. Like she's like, you ran away from a wasp. You know what I mean? And she's like, but then you're like, you're going to go out and do all this stuff and you want to go hunting and you're talking about all these.
We're not going to go hunting.
And because I said that in Wisconsin.
You want to kill a bear.
Yeah, because her son is that dude. Like this is a
Which
true
one?
story.
Tom, Michael, or Sonny?
Michael.
All right.
No, Sonny.
Sonny. The oldest one.
No, Tom.
Middle one, Tom.
Tom, my fault. Her son Tom in the middle. This really happened 2 years ago, year and a half ago. She texted me, honey, and just a photo of her car. She hit a deer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell?
that.
And I tell the story on the air.
I think you remember. I remember something about
Yeah.
that.
And so she texted me. She hit the deer, and she texted me all of her fucking damage. She had to wait for the cop.
Everybody who lives in Wisconsin hit a deer at one point.
Jill's hit like 3 deers
yeah, I was gonna
just
say,
recently.
it's not like any.
Yeah. No, it happens. It's trial by
Yeah,
fire.
it's like getting a
you know.
bug on your windshield.
Yeah, it's a ritual. And so she texts her son, and we got to think of a different name for him.
Who? Middle one?
Yeah, it can't be Hagen.
Well, you got to go Fredo, but it doesn't. Don't take it personally. We're not talking about. You can go Greg, Peter, Bobby. There's nothing wrong with that. What was all my 3 sons? What were they? Chip, Robbie, and
Chip, Chuck, Charlie, Robbie. Chip, Chuck, Charlie, Robbie.
I don't know those guys. It's got to be something you can instantly.
I just know it from Jim Carrey's bit when he would do Fred McMurray. Charlie, Chip, Chuck, Charlie, Robbie. Fucking Jim Carrey, hysterical.
So
Before he went
you
bananas.
find a 3
Yeah, we need a trio.
that you know. 'Cause to me, Sonny, Fredo, and Michael is just easy for me to understand.
It is, but
you
Fredo.
I know, just because in the book Fredo's dumb doesn't mean that her middle son is dumb. I'm just saying
Right.
it's a way to not say their real names.
Yeah, I agree. All right, maybe we'll go
right,
with
well,
Fredo. I guess maybe
3 brothers.
Yeah. So the middle one, she hits the deer, and she calls him, and she's like, "Hey, I hit the," and he's like, "Where?"
I'm gonna dress this thing.
He did.
I believe it.
He literally went and took it and cut it up and found it, and they kept the meat. Did all that stuff.
Jerky, made some jerky.
He winds up later in the night at like 3:30 in the morning when she's about to go to work. He walks in, he goes, "Hey," and he hands her windshield wiper. He's like, "Hey, is this yours?"
I found this in my sandwich.
I thought it was an antler, but it was like sticking out of the center of his head.
I chewed on it for like
Yeah.
a half an hour before I realized it was part of your car.
So he fucking brought that over. Like, so that's who he is. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm going to go totally hunting with him. And she's like, yeah,
You
sure.
could be like my cousin Vinny.
He watched me try to park a car for fucking 90 seconds and just made a face at me like, yeah, you are a pussy. And I'm like, oh, great. Nice to meet you. But yeah. So
You got to be comfortable in your own skin, man.
Well, yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, but also, you have to recognize the fact that when you're blending a family or you're trying to get, because they're all boys. You know what I mean? So they're
But you've got to. I don't know if they're old enough to understand or see.
they're more than old enough to understand.
But you've got to recognize that there are more kinds of people than just the guy that hunts and fishes and.
Well, of course. Well, no, but you want to still.
But you ever been with somebody that has no idea what to do with you? Because I get that all the time.
I do too.
I mean, because
Who are you talking to? Who are you asking?
but I'm talking about in real life. You have a lot of friends that do what you do. You comedian friends.
Oh,
and
sure.
stuff. So you've got that. you know, my social circle is parents of my kids. That's who I see.
Right.
They have no idea what to do with me because I have no idea what to do with them. We have
Yeah.
nothing to talk about.
Well, it's different when I meet civilians and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
literally, we just met a friend of hers last week, a woman that I've never met, and is a good friend of Jill's.
Yeah.
And it was her birthday, so we stopped by with flowers and a piece of cake at her work. And she came out and she was so really nice, and she hugged Jill and she hugged me, and it was her meeting me for the first time. And then she's like, and we're like, how's it going? She's like, oh, it's blah here. You know, you can hear it's really quiet. And and because she's at her job, and she looks at me and she goes, but you wouldn't know anything about that because your whole life is a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, certainly my job is. And she goes, well, yeah, but I just imagine you're laughing all day long, like from, you know, when you wake up. And I'm just like, maybe, but also
But doesn't that
maybe
give you
not.
some perspective of how you fit into the real world? Because I know that when people know what I do, when they find out what I do, and they're like, oh, I can't. Here's the most common thing I ever hear. I can only draw. I can't even draw a stick figure. I can't imagine. And I'm like,
Well, I've said that. I've
Yeah.
actually said that phrase. 'Cause I
yeah,
can't.
and people have said that to me, and she goes, oh, creative people are always. And I'm like, oh, I guess you're right. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. But,
Well, I fully recognize that I'm Bugs Bunny.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm Woody Woodpecker. I'm the fucking weird one. You know what I mean? The rest of the world is Wally Walrus, and I'm coming in and pulling your pants down and making a funny noise. You know what I mean?
But as long
I
as
get
people
that.
aren't patronizing about it, like you're a novelty, it's kind of cool. As long as they're not doing that thing. Oh, that sounds interesting, and they're like,
Well, that's
guy?
that's
This
the
guy's a
thing.
loser,
When
you
I
know?
was younger, it used to be a problem. Like I stopped telling people I was a comic. You know what I mean? Because everybody has the same questions.
Tell
They
me a
wanna
joke,
ask you the
funny
same
man.
stuff. Yeah, or they're just like, oh, well, you're on the Tonight Show. Well, I guess you're not doing
you're
so
not
good
really
at.
a comedian.
Yeah, and I told the story on here where I was at a restaurant once, and I never told anybody. And I was working the soda thing, and my friend Keith, because I was being funny and everybody
Yeah.
was laughing, and then my friend Keith goes, he's a comedian, because he was kind of, you know, if civilians get nervous when you're being funny.
Yeah.
Civilians get nervous when you're being funny, like, and they're kind of jealous because they want to play along, but they
Yeah.
can't. So he immediately goes, oh yeah, he's a comedian. And the guy at the counter goes, well, don't quit your day job. And I was like, I can't come back from that because I'm wearing an apron. You know,
Yeah.
literally there was nothing I could fucking do about it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I stopped telling people about it. You know what I mean? I would just say I was a writer or whatever like that, because everybody
Yeah.
has the same thing. Are you any good, or are you
Yeah,
this
yeah,
or
yeah.
you that? You know, it's fun. It's funny that we're talking about this because I literally just heard this discussion on another show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The exact same discussion, like about how a guy who's a comic was on the Greg Fitzsimmons podcast.
Oh, I
and
know.
Greg, he was talking with another comedian, my friend Graham.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he has a family and he has to interact with people, and he goes, it's interminable. Like you're so, he goes, every once in a while you'll get one or two people who get you. He goes, but the rest of the time it's a fucking slog.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, and then you meet comics and you're making jokes about AIDS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's complete, because it's completely different. It's a different life.
I remember one night you played here at the Naperville. It was at a hotel. There was a hotel bar that had comedy.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be mixing two nights up.
Lyle.
It might have been in Lyle,
That,
but it
that
was
little cubbyhole room where we've seen Pardo and Toomey there. It was like that long
That
room.
night.
Okay.
Toomey, Jimmy Pardo, and you and me are in an empty club. That was one of the funniest things that's one of the funniest rooms I've ever been in, and there wasn't anybody else but the four of us. I mean, I think there was one other dude. I can't remember who it
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
Because it was people I understood. Now, I knew I was a civilian outside. You know, I'm not a comic. The three of you were comics. But to hear you guys talking about fantasy baseball, this isn't bits. They're not, jokes. You're not telling jokes. You're just being yourselves. And it's way above any other conversation I've ever been in with my neighbors.
Sure.
You know, and it was like, gosh, there are people out there that get it.
Well,
And
it's different, but that also gets back to like when we were talking about how we're old, but we're not old. You know what I mean? You wind up in
Yeah.
a certain rhythm. Your brain works a certain way. One of the best nights I ever had in my life, and I talked about it on here. Jill, I came to Milwaukee, and I think I was doing a show, and I was staying in Milwaukee, and I was just hanging out with Jill. And that night, Jimmy was at Zany's in
Yeah.
Chicago. Now I'm up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I go, Jimmy's at Zany's. And Jill looks at me and goes, would you want to go to that? I went, what? She's like, yeah, why don't we could go? That would be fun.
Yeah.
And I said, Jesus. I said, yeah, if you're serious, I would really love to go to that. So we bought tickets online. We drive to Chicago. We go to Frontera Grill. We go to Rick Bayless's Frontera Grill. And one of the best things about Jill is she's a yes.
Yeah.
Whatever you suggest, whatever's new, she'll just go, I'm in. Just, like she'll try any food. She goes, if it's scary, don't tell me what it is, but we'll try it. I'm in. So we went to Frontera Grill. She tried ceviche for the first time. She had really spicy Mexican because she loves real spicy food. We had the best time waiting. And then we went to Zany's on Wells.
Yeah.
And we walked in and the headshots are all over the place. And she goes, is your picture in here? I said, yeah, my picture's in here somewhere. She's like, no way. So we spent a half hour kind of like looking around. And then in my head, I'm like, we couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh man, you know what? Maybe they rotate them out of it. Because I haven't been to Zany's in fucking forever. It's got to be 95 the last time I worked there.
Yeah, they probably clean the walls every once in a
Yeah,
while.
you would think. Well, no, I don't know. Downtown Zany's, maybe not, because it's that fucking joint. That's the way it is. So we're looking, and I kind of just go, and then I go in the back, and because there's a bunch of new people headshots too that have all come in after me.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, man, I don't even know. And then I should have, all of a sudden, I find me. And I should have let her find me.
Yeah.
But instead I go, Jill.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I was so excited, and she came over, and I go, there it is. And it's the old school headshot with no goatee and the fucking...
You're pointing at your head. I remember that one, yeah.
And a silk jacket. And she sees it, and she's like, oh, my God. And she...
Honey.
She takes a photo of it. And then, so we're there to see Pardo and Toomey. Toomey's on the bill. So Toomey's... Whenever Jimmy comes to town, he has Toomey work with him. So Mike's going to feature...
Funniest dude ever.
Yeah, dude. So Toomey's going to feature and Jimmy's going to headline. And they come in and I see Mike. I introduce him to Jill and then I start interacting with him. And then Jimmy shows up and I don't talk to Jimmy. I didn't see him. He went right upstairs. But as we're sitting there, Noonan shows up. Brian shows up to fucking just watch.
Yeah.
To hang out.
Yeah.
So he walks in with our buddy Load and they come walking to the back and I stand up and I go, dude. And I'm like, and he just goes, oh my God. And he fucking bear hugs me and he's got, big, and again, he's just a big dude. He's lost a ton of weight though. And I haven't seen him since he lost it. So we hug and he's just like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. I'm so happy. And I hug Load and I go, this is Jill. Cause I had told Brian about Jill. I go, this is Jill. And he meets her and he looks at me and he's just like, dude. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So then they go find their table and we sit down and we watch the show and I'm laughing my balls up because Toomey's fucking hysterical. And then Jimmy comes out and, it's Jimmy's killing and I laugh. And, in the old days when I would hang out with Jimmy, he would know, because he always knocks me the fuck out. On his CDs, you can hear me laughing throughout. So I laugh and you see him.
He hears it.
He does a beat and he just goes, Schmidt? And then but he didn't let it, didn't let it consume him, but then he would start doing jokes and he goes, ha, Schmitty. And he, you know him, you know what he does. So he never was like, is Mike here?
Yeah.
He just said it like Schmitty, Schmidt. All right. And then he would throw out these jokes and he would tag it with like fantasy baseball shit or anything that I would just get and we would laugh and it was just fucking hysterical. So then at the end of it, there's 2 shows that night. So that show ends and we go up to the green room. We go upstairs because in Zany's, the green room is upstairs away from the crowd. And it's Brian, Load, me, Jimmy, Toomey, and Jill. And Jill. And the MC, the woman who opened. Yeah. And we just ping-ponged, all of us, just fucking funny in the green room, making each other laugh and busting balls and having fun and being funny and goofing around, but also having a normal conversation.
Yes,
it's
it
not
wasn't
just
like guys waiting their turn to put their bid in.
No,
They
dude,
were
we're friends. We're friends of 25 years just hanging out and talking. And I see Jill she's sitting there.
Yeah.
And she's watching it unfold. She's not really participating, but I would try to get her to a little bit, but she just kind of soaked it all in. And she just sat there and she loved it. She floated out of there because me, her, and Noonan and Load left because Mike and Jimmy had a second show. And we went down the street to a bar on Wells. We just hung out. We had a beer and then we split. And she looked at me in the car and she just goes, are you happy? I said, oh my God, I'm so happy. She goes, I can tell. She goes, I'm so happy you're happy. She goes, that was so fun. And I go, that's one of the greatest nights of my life. It was one of the greatest nights of my life because I was with a woman that I knew I loved and was able to share her and share my friends who I loved with her for the first time.
And it had to be kind of rewarding in a sense that, here's this relationship that's new and all of a sudden you're cool.
Yeah.
And you didn't do a thing.
Yeah. I was just me and my friends showed up and
the guy on stage knows who you are and the guy, you're one of them.
Yeah.
and it's almost like you look over and go, "Wait, you're one of them."
Well, that's why I felt so great when we found the headshot. Because I was
it
so worried it wouldn't be up there.
validated that you're somewhat you're in another level.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
play acting.
No.
And even if I'm only doing shows occasionally, I still
Yeah.
do the podcast every week, and I'm not like them touring.
You did
but
stuff.
Yeah, finding the picture was so key because I was so panicked that I wasn't going to find
Yeah.
it when we started looking. Because I told her, I go, I used to play here all the time,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't there, and I'm like, oh, we found Lenny like twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna suck. And then finally we find it. And I should have let her find it.
Yeah, but there is nothing like kind of presenting yourself in a certain way, but there's never really been any validation. Then all of a sudden something happens and validates your stories, and you're because people just in general, they kind of always present the best version of themselves.
Sure.
So when it's confirmed in some way, you're like, yeah, God damn it, I am pretty cool.
And and she got to go upstairs and watch us all interact and just sat there. And I saw her, she was just beaming.
Yeah.
She was beaming because she's proud of me.
Yeah.
And that's such a powerful feeling to know that she is, and to see her see me in what is essentially a natural habitat. Because that's why when she says to me now, you got to do shows, you got to go out, you got to do this. She's the main impetus toward getting me out there. She keeps saying, you have to do this, you have to fucking do it. Now, have I done it? Not yet, but I will.
Do you remember? It was a couple shows ago, a while ago. We recorded, and we were talking about the Rat Pack, and you were kind of poo pooing it all, and that's what I meant. I don't know if I conveyed it right, but that's kind of what I meant. Is that camaraderie between people that do something and just being in the moment and being cool and doing cool shit.
Right.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
So that night I sat there and watched you, Pardo, and Toomey just be friends was cool because it was so Rat Pack. It just was, and that made it cool. And I don't know if it was another night you and Toomey came to get me from a gig I had.
Oh yeah.
You guys met me. So it was like, that was so Rat Pack because you guys had a comedy show. I was performing somewhere at some shitty bar on the south side of Chicago, and we met up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is cool.
Yeah,
This is cool because Toomey kept calling it my combo.
Yeah.
So did you finish your gig with your combo? I'm like, who says combo? That's awesome.
Fucking Toomey does because he's a genius.
Oh, combo.
Yeah, dude. So I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
it's just
gonna meet you up after your gig.
Yeah.
It's like you're in Vegas in the old days. You're at the Sahara. I'm at the Frontier.
We'll meet you and we'll pick you up.
We'll be in tuxes and beat people up and shit.
get our bow ties untied in the green
Yeah.
room and just shoot the shit. It was fucking great.
And people wish they were in that room.
Yeah, exactly. They do, and it's why, and it's one of the reasons why when I do a show, I want to hang out with people after. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing anything great for anybody, but meeting them is just as cool as them meeting me. Because these people
Yeah.
like me, they want to pay, they come to see the show, they've listened to this show, so they've been with me for 8 fucking years, basically. That's why after Pittsburgh, when we went out, we all hung out and we just talked, and I took, and it's funny. People would take pictures with me. I took pictures with everybody for me to keep. You know what I mean? So I have those.
Just like Paul Stanley.
I guess so.
Remember? You said he
Little bit.
took all those pictures of himself in front of all the fans.
Fuck yeah, he takes some selfies. He's like, why not?
Well, I remember the time you played at Aurora, and it snowed that night, and we went to get pizza after the show.
Yeah,
with
we
like
went to Pizzeros.
a handful of fans, and it was really
David Kemp, our friend, went.
Yeah.
Derek Leitner,
Yeah,
and it was great. It was that's fun. It's just fun.
but
to
it
do.
was weird for me to see that. It's hard to explain. I don't want it to sound like you were above anybody, but we're sitting at a table with a bunch of people that only know you from performing. You're a performer that's having pizza with us. And I was just kind of like, no, man, that's Mike. I don't know who you think he is, but that's just Schmitty over there. I don't know what.
Well, wait till I do a fucking show here again, and you go out again, and people are just like, "Oh, dude, do you have an acoustic guitar in your car? Just bust out a song for us."
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Yeah, I think it's gonna fucking happen. So the other night we were out at dinner with Brian and Debbie, and this gets to who I am and on 2 different levels, because we were talking about being macho and protecting and all that bullshit.
The need to constantly be in fear that you're going to have to
that something bad's going to happen. Yeah.
The need that you're going to have to step up and do something.
Well, I'm ready to step up and do something. I just don't
You're
want to.
You're fearful of it.
Well,
it's
sure.
okay to say fearful because you are fear. I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do that. That would
but
be
you see
fucking
things
awful.
in terms of threats and
Right.
where they're coming from, and
And even if they're not threats, because
yeah.
I'm
That's
really
the difference
good.
between you and I.
I'm really good at projecting threats. And I don't know if that comes from bouncing or just comes from my fucking haunted brain. I mean, I have no fucking
I'm
clue,
gonna
but
go
I've done
with the
it.
brain.
All right, I'm with you. But I used to do that all the time anyway, growing up.
All right.
Where I would, it's part of growing up in a chaotic household. I'm finding this out through therapy and stuff. Is you constantly look for solutions for problems that haven't occurred yet.
Or because you didn't have a lot of parental supervision, you become over responsible.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are basically you're doing what a 30-year-old person is
You're
doing
taking
at
on
the age of-
responsibilities and things that you don't need to be taking on because you're only 12.
So so that's you just wind up you plan for the worst,
Yes.
essentially. So then you can just kind of put your shell up and not have to worry about it. Well, we leave the restaurant the other day. We went to Pizza Man in Milwaukee.
Pizza Man.
He delivers. That's the one in LA. I love it. They have their logo it's Pizza Man. It's just like a silhouette of a head.
Yeah.
And it just says underneath it, he delivers, as if there is a Pizza Man. I fucking loved it.
I thought there was a Pizza Man.
Well, there's one in Milwaukee, and I guess it burned down before, and they rebuilt it now. But Jill and I went and sat there, and then Brian was doing a show on TMJ. He's on the radio in Milwaukee on Saturdays. So he and Debbie were going to meet us down there. And, I should, as I think about it now, he calls her wife, like on all of his social
That's
media.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm calling her by her fucking name, so maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see. We'll see once, someone takes a shot at her in a motorcade in Dallas, and then I get blamed for it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
So we finished dinner. We were there for a few hours. It was so fun. It was just great. And as we're saying our goodbyes, we walk outside. So I hugged Debbie because I haven't seen Debbie in 10 years probably. And I hug her, and she hugs Jill, and then I hug Brian, and Brian hugs
hugging
Jill.
going on.
Well, all right. Well, that's the point. Is we're doing it, and we're saying goodbye, and a group walks upon us of younger people,
Yeah.
probably 30. And I finish hugging Brian, and I turn around, and this guy looks at me, and he goes, "Oh, what? You gonna leave me out?" And I think we know me, so I just go, "Bring it in!" And I just fucking grab the guy, and I lift him off the ground, and I'm hugging him, and I'm like, "Yes!" And I hug him, and he's like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Oh, I was feeling left out." I go, "No, dude, come on, you can't fucking be left out." And he goes over to Brian, and he's like, "Hey!" And he hugs Brian, and then another dude walks over, and he's like, "Hey!" And they go, "It's his birthday," and I go, "Come on!" And I put my arms out, and I hug that dude, and I lift him in the air, and he's like, "Oh, this is so great!" And at the same moment, it was me being me, because I will hug that guy, and I will laugh, and I will joke, and we will have a good time. And then he hugged Brian, and then he did that, but in the exact same fucking moment in my head, I looked around for Jill, and I said, if he hugs Jill, I'm gonna break his fucking jaw. Like I mean, just this weird, because again.
I've seen you do this.
Well, here's what I figured.
From a distance.
I ascribed this plan to it. Those guys walked up and wanted to hug Jill, so instead they knew they had to hug a gamut of dudes to get to the hot chick. Like literally, I know it's stupid.
What is wrong with you?
Well, that's what went through my fucking brain. Like, because it would be inappropriate for a weird, like a strange dude to hug me.
Let me just climb into that hole of nasty insanity. Then why hug him to begin with?
Well, you're hugging me. It's a different story, man.
No. If you're able to project that far into the future where they've got this elaborate plan to hug Jill, then don't start the hug train.
Well, dude, my head only did that in an instant. You know what I'm saying? It's like that thing where you go, dude, it's just quick. My brain works fast.
But I was like, well, that never would have happened if you just wouldn't have hugged the guy.
Well, I know that now.
You
but
just
at the
laugh
same
and
time,
go, okay, pal, and you shake his hand and you go back to your car.
Yeah, but that's not who I am. That's what I'm saying.
You can't turn around and be mad when the guy hugs Jill.
Well, this is the thing: is heads hugged the dude, but tails would have broke his jaw if he would have gone for my girl. Do you know what I mean? That's who I am. I'm
You're
a fucking.
Harvey Dent.
You're goddamn right, I am. So that's the deal. The scarred side would have broke his jaw, but the other side would have fucking let him walk and give him a hug and tell him happy birthday. So but that's realistically what went through my brain. So I literally hugged the two of them, and then we say goodbye, and Jill is standing there, and luckily neither of them went for her.
Because they're human beings.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. It would have been inappropriate to hug a strange woman, but to hug me.
I think any man, even in a jovial mood, would know that you don't cross that line.
Yeah, but they'd had a couple. So, I mean, and she's standing there. So I didn't know how far it was going to go, but I was on fucking point, and I was on alert, and I was going to be like, oh, all right, that's not. Because even in my head, I was like, I was waiting for that to happen.
I'm
in
a
my
fun
brain,
guy. No, I'm not.
Well, I am fun. I was totally fun, but I got a limit to my fun. Don't put your hands on my girl, because that's not going to be fun for anybody.
Should never opened up the hug train.
Well, luckily the hug train ended at the caboose. We were done. He hugged me and Brian.
How often has the love train ended up at the caboose? That's usually right when it stops.
So they walk away and they hug, and then we say our goodbyes to Brian, and we walk to the car, and Jill's looking at me like this bemused face,
Yeah.
and I go, that was fun, huh? That was a lot of fun. She goes,
Why did you hug those people?
did you know those guys? I said, no, I didn't know those guys. She goes, well, all of a sudden you're hugging them. Like, why were you hugging them? I said,
That's actually the thing I'm saying.
because they walked up and the guy's like, what, no hug for me? So I gave him one. And then this friend was his birthday, so I gave him a hug.
Honey.
Why are you hugging people you don't know? And the thing that's funny is like, I would have thought, like, if they would have hugged her, it would have been inappropriate for that to happen. But for me, I just gregariously throw a couple of guys on my shoulders. Ha ha, I give them a hand job. I'm like, woohoo, we're all friends. It's his birthday. But if they would have taken a step toward Jill, I would have clotheslined them both. And it was just ridiculous. But the best part, it was like, it was the me being me, but then also me being me.
It's too much of you in a short period of time, and then a lot of it's unnecessary. You stop being you, man.
Don't be weird. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friends on Facebook.com/the40-year-old boy. Don't have the spaces there. It should just
Really?
be Twitter.com/the40-year-old
All right, 'cause
boy.
I got confused.
That's my Twitter page. And then Facebook.com/the40-year-old boy. You can get me on all of those things. Follow me, friend me, be my pal. Our friend David Hernandez has a basement and a house above it.
And a street gang.
He works, well, that's what I hear. What's the street gang I've heard so much about?
It's the Totally Mental Aztecs.
TMA?
Yeah.
All right. And how does one become a member
You
of this
just got to
gang?
write me and tell me what your skills are, and you're in, and then you got to get a cool skull ring.
All right. If you go to Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez.
Remember, we talked about how you start a gang?
Well, sure.
I just
and you
did.
just did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you have the skull ring.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. When you had broached this concept in my head, I thought about getting rings. Like I can't even get rid of the T-shirts in my
Gold
fucking
bracelets
house.
or something?
Well,
Okay, Uncle Rico.
well, we got Elvis had the TCB fucking necklace.
I got the TMAs.
Yeah. Well, what if we had like a
TMA?
Well,
A
yeah.
vest? Is that what you said?
I don't think we need a vest.
You made a motion across your
No,
chest.
I mean a necklace fucking
All right.
motion. That's what I did.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's something that we can lose money on later. But
Yeah.
you guys can go to Facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez and find our friend David and talk to him all about his street gang. If you would like to, go to Art by DMH. We're 50. We're 50-year-old men.
I'm not. I
We were
started
just a
street
couple
gang.
of guys wearing belts. If you go to artbydmh.com, that's ARTBYDMH.com. You can get David on board with doing customized artwork for you. He also has his Valscapes for sale. He has
Yeah,
his,
those are coming up again because I had to stop for a while for other things, real like jobs. I had real jobs where I had to do what other people said
and school started.
in school and sports and
So
football
it was-
and baseball. So yeah, I've got some Valscapes that are going to come up soon.
Okay, so he'll be putting those out, and also his Guy Cons
Yeah.
are available, and you can check those out. But go to artbydmh.com for any and all information. You can reach. Can they reach you? Now let's do this once and for all. How do they reach you? Can they reach you through the website? You got an email?
I have an David at artbydmh.com.
There you go. David at artbydmh.com. Write him there to
Yeah.
commission him for work for you, or to just inquire about the Valscapes and things like that.
And the Valscapes that have sold, people just be patient because oil paint takes a lot of time to dry. It can take months to dry.
so you don't want to put it in an envelope,
Well,
and bubble wrap it?
Yeah, they're nowhere near the state they need to be in to be shipped. So I'm aware of the purchases. They got to dry.
Well, wait a minute. So it takes months to dry?
Oil paint can take months to dry. And when you slap it around like I do, because I'm not formally trained in that medium, I just kind of taught myself how to do it. I end up putting a lot of paint on there. And
Okay.
it takes a long time to dry.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility of it like kind of shifting or
Well,
smelling.
it can be wet to the touch still. After a month, you can put your if you graze it, you'll have paint on your hands.
Ugh.
Seriously.
All right.
So
All right. Well, go to artbydmh.com. And
that's
get
why all those old masters didn't get famous till they were dead.
well, they weren't done drying.
Yeah, the paints were still wet.
Picasso's in the grave 18 years. Everybody's like, hey, this guy's not bad. Well, wait, is that ceiling still fucking wet?
I don't know.
All right. I always get a big ladder and check it out.
Yeah.
So, all right, go to artbydmh.com and check out our good friend David and all of the cool stuff that he has there. And you can write him at david@artbydmh.com, or you can find him at facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez. The producer of this show is our great friend Lily Von Stupp. She is available at facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp if you want to be her friend. You can follow her at several different Twitter accounts. That's twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, or twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. She just announced Meat Fest 10. She put the poster out and it said Meat Fest 10 inches, which made me laugh.
See, she invited me to that, and I didn't know what it was. I thought we were gonna it was gonna be like a big barbecue.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I found out it's like naked.
I can tell you what, a
dudes.
lot of dudes will be smoking that night. I can tell you that. I avoid Meat Fest. I will tell you, it's not.
That's the first time I've ever avoided a meat fest. Usually Meat Fest, I'm in. If it's a Mongolian barbecue meat fest, I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, see, now again, you know my feelings on that. I'm out. I don't want a meat puzzle.
I do.
I just want a goddamn plate of food. Our friend Lily, like you said, you can get her all those different Twitter accounts. You can go to facebook.com/Monday Night Teas and find out about who and when and where people are going to be, or where Lily is going to be. As a matter of fact, she's doing a lot of traveling. She can be at the Las Vegas Burlesque Festival, all these different places. So go ahead and find that and get on board and see her. And as you know, if you ever go up to her and go, hey, I'm in the 40-Year-Old Boy fan club, or I'm a West Side 86 Joker, or if you just smack her on the ass, good things will happen. 2 out of those 3 things are probably correct.
And by good, you mean getting smacked in the head?
I don't think Lily's a smacker. I think Lily might just fucking start elbowing you in the head and leave you laying. I mean, she's that kind of person.
She should be in Roadhouse 2.
Dude, she could be the Wade Garrett.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? With all that, her big fucking red hair, she could pull it back and put a rubber band on it and stuff. Dude, that is fucking brilliant.
God damn, that hurts, doesn't it?
If Rhonda is Swayze, Lily's got to be Wade Garrett. She actually just grab a fucking handful of that big ass red hair and just pull it back with a fucking a rubber band and get that weird fight stance. That old man fucking right hand punch. Dude, fucking Lily should do that. And you know what? She's probably got the chops for it, because I'll tell you what, that is a woman who has definitely been passed out on top of a bar at some point during her life. So she can definitely have no problems with that scene.
With a knife in her? I hope not.
Oh, I don't know. Might be a nail file. She ran with a bit of a rough crowd when she owned her nail salon. So I'm sure she probably had some problems with a fucking salon person who wasn't paying their fees or wasn't paying their fucking dough, wasn't renting their station, and fucking Linda just went to him and said, hey, you know what? I got to fucking take you out. And she tried, and she wanted to do it, but wanted to put a fucking nail file. Wait, hold the theme music. Hold on. Max, cue the band. Keep them quiet. I screwed up. Because again, I forgot to plug MikeSchmidtComedy.com and the Joe Business page and all the cool stuff we got for sale there, and our Amazon link that you can use. But more importantly,
That was a close one.
this week, I am at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to buy tickets, you can go to the LA Podfest website and use the code BOY. That's all lowercase, B-O-Y. Use the code BOY and buy tickets for the live shows. Or if you want to buy the live streaming at your house, if you want to pretend to be like you're just got popcorn, you're naked at your place, and you want to go ahead and watch me.
What?
Go ahead and use the code BOY to buy the live stream. You save $5 by using the code, and then we get money for the show, which is really cool.
Who you calling boy?
Lowercase boy, B-O-Y, all lowercase, and use that to buy either live tickets to the show itself, and also then you can get a 3-day pass and see everybody, and there's all sorts of cool podcasters there, or you can just buy tickets specifically to my show, I believe.
Yeah, Pacific.
And you can also go ahead and get the streaming deal and then watch that right from the comfort of your own home, and you have a month. By the way, if you buy streaming, dude, you got a fucking month to watch this show. So you can you can watch me over and over if you want for a month. Why not? Watch me every goddamn day. So go to lapodfest.com and use my link through my Facebook page and buy tickets or buy live stream and use the code BOY, all lowercase, B-O-Y. And you can get tickets or whatever and meet me and come out to the show on Friday night on the first show, 7 o'clock. And then after that, all weekend should be fun. So Mex, cue the band, hit the music.
1, 2, 3, 4, go!
Chris always says people skip the closing music. I say people love your closing music, so let's prove it to them. If you've listened this far, write me at heymexilistened@gmail.com and we'll send you a 40-year-old boy hearing commemorative Facebook profile picture that you better fucking put up, you dick. Sorry about the dick thing. Thing. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't want you to miss any of that brilliance.